to meet the people on the Keeler Show today. It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning. Boy, we go to 75 today, near 80 tomorrow, 85 Thursday, Friday. The weekend looks pretty good. So, and then it'll cool off again. It looks like Monday, Tuesday in the low 70s, but I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take it too. I mean, especially compared to upper 50s. But listen, you know, it's funny because I had a conversation with somebody last night about this. Just yesterday we talked, and you said, oh, the weather made a change. And I said, well, according to my app, Monday's only 62.
Yeah.
As of last night, that had been upgraded to 74. That's a 12-degree
so
swing. In
weird
like 10
how
hours.
You know what I got to tell you that sometimes you can do is quit the app and restart it, and sometimes it'll Davey, I can't stop this thing from just gonna keep playing. I hit it. Yeah, come in, you do it. I've hit it like 19 times.
That's hot.
We have a bunch to get to, and Dr. Ken Hall, there's a lot to talk about with this with pancreatic cancer. Are you noticing? Yeah, you hit it, nothing happens. This is big news. This pancreatic cancer pill, and it's interesting. So tell me if this sounds familiar to you.
Okay.
It's 3 pills, and boy, it has some side effects right now. Some really bad. If you look at Ben Sass, he has like blood scabs all over his face. But it's keeping him alive. And there's a woman that's been on it for, I don't know, she's 2 years in now. She should be dead. And she doesn't have any of those side effects. Maybe that happens to some people, or maybe it goes away as time goes on. I don't know. Anyway, the biggest killer, pancreatic cancer. So the pill, you take 3 pills a day, and there's a problem. What happens is something doesn't shut off, and it accelerates the production of the cancer in the pancreas so that it just becomes on hyperproduction, and it just spreads all over the place. And these 3 pills shut that like a faucet, shut it right off. And so I asked, does that sound familiar? I take 2 pills every day. I will for the rest of my life. It shuts off the overproduction of white blood cells, immature white blood cells that are cancerous, and brings my cancer numbers down to almost 0. It's really the same type of theory, the same concept.
Yeah, the strategy anyway.
And it's not eliminating cancer, but it prevents it from killing you. It prevents it from growing in your body. Well, I mean, the same type of medicine, the same concept as what I take.
Yeah, I don't think this is bad news for anybody, right? First of all,
it's remember it's the infancy. It's at its infancy right now. So side effects really bad. They'll come up with something that has lesser, like the one that I'm on is a trial, because it has far fewer side effects than the 8 other medicines that are now out there for this. Right now, for pancreatic cancer, there's 1. So we'll grow as time goes on and improve.
You know, pancreatic cancer for a while has been like, when someone's diagnosed with it,
it's like, oh, God.
Damn.
Yeah. I think I can tell you we know 4 or 5 people And then there's people that we don't know, but they're celebrities. Alex Trebek with pancreatic cancer. And think about how I say about this cancer stuff, it's all timing. Can you imagine you're born and you're born with this leukemia that I have, and or not born with it, you contract it at some point in your life, and it's 1985. Well, you'll go through a lot of treatments that don't really work, and within 5 years you'll be dead. And then the person who was alive when they first discovered the medicine had higher side effects, but they first discovered the medicine in 2002. Well, boy, timing is everything, isn't it? How lucky. And then today, the fact that it's established now and getting even better, it's all about timing. When were you born?
Well,
and imagine in 100 years what people will have the luxury of.
Not to derail if there's an even larger point that you're trying to make. I'm not trying to run that off the tracks there, but I mean, if you look at kings and queens from centuries ago, the way they lived, and the way even modest people live today with the air conditioning, the automobiles, the shopping opportunities, the food, we don't, I know eggs went up a couple years ago. I know toilet paper was outrageously priced during COVID, but the access that we have, the luxury that we live in that we just take for granted today versus a king of a province, 400 years ago or however long ago, they didn't have refrigeration. They didn't have automobiles.
The one thing I do feel that we don't have that they had is I would like to have somebody killed, like on a whim. There have been a few people, and I think as a king, you could be like, behead him. He's gone. That's a luxury that I guess we're not going to get.
Well,
we're probably not going to get it.
Let's not forget, though, that still exists in other parts of the world.
It does.
So
it is crazy, though. I don't want to get preachy here and get into this whole thing, but I think we can all identify with this. I'm having a conversation with someone who is younger, and we're talking young 30s, who's saying how bad everything is here. Of course, this is someone who lands more on the progressive side, who hates Donald Trump, hates what's happening in politics, doesn't like the moderate politicians, feels that everything is terrible. He's gonna considering going somewhere else to another country where it's so much better. And I'm like, number one, it's not so much better.
Correct.
And I found myself arguing with this person, and gaining no ground, because you're not going to convince anybody. But how good we have it. How bad it is. How terrible prices are. How much you have to pay for a tomato, for a gallon of gas. All these things are true, and it's also difficult. But it's because we have elevated to a lifestyle that our grandparents would see as foreign. Our great-grandparents would see as just, wow, how rich these people are. I mean, they didn't go on vacation, except for the ultra wealthy. They didn't. They didn't have. Go back to the time where they didn't have really well working electricity or cars that travel. I mean, there's so much here, and we get upset if the cable TV goes down and you can't watch the Yankees game. We get upset if all of a sudden the power goes out and the air conditioning or your air conditioning goes down. We get upset because we can't take 2 trips this year because it's costly. And all right, we'll settle on one, a 7-day on-property vacation to Disney in the Grand Floridian, which is one of their higher properties. So it is really interesting how, and even those who are, and I get it, people go without every single day, and it's terrible. But sometimes I worry that there may be some irresponsibility on the parents' side because they don't let their cell phone go. They don't let their cable TV go. And they got to get their cigarettes, and they've got to get blah, 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 right? If you cut out those things, you could afford the stuff that you're trying to. I'm getting preachy, and I'm not meaning to, but you know what I'm saying?
I do.
We have I'm kind of reiterating your point. We have it so much better than 75 years ago. It's just astounding.
Yeah, and again, I guess to belabor the point here, I got in a conversation with a friend of mine who was in between jobs at the time, and he was essentially saying, with corporations, and I'm not a big corporate fan. I'll be honest about that. And actually, I want to get into that a little bit later in the program because I think I have a very valid point to make. He was like, it's modern day slavery, and this whole thing about modern day, like
this sounds
working
very similar
for a
to the
corporation
conversation.
is modern day slavery. And I said, you have to understand, slavery was a horrible thing. And I said, you can go from one job to another. You can seek other opportunity, A, and B, you can go into business for yourself. Nobody's stopping you from doing that.
Right.
And there's funding available to help you get on your feet to do that. It wasn't like back in the slavery days that a slave could stand on the corner of the plantation and go, they serve prime rib across the street every night. I think I'm going to go slave over there.
Yeah, I think...
or I'm going to go start my own plantation. No, you're completely misunderstanding and taking for granted the opportunities you have.
It is a perfect example of where we are today. Their version of their comparison to slavery is offensive. They don't even realize it.
Correct.
They don't realize it. Tanya J. Power standing by on the line right now.
Sorry, Tanya, I didn't mean to make you wait.
Tanya,
how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just feel like sometimes the 30-year-olds of today don't realize how bad, and I'm not saying I had it bad. I grew up in, middle-class America. Things weren't bad. But when you think about how our grandparents and great-grandparents survived, we shouldn't be complaining.
Yeah, there's if for no other reason than just the medical advances alone. We live past the average age of 50 something maybe, like way back. We aren't dying of things at a very young age and with no clue as to why. Now we can better understand a lot of that stuff and just that alone has
that alone. We're talking first of all, my own chronic myeloid leukemia prior to 2002 just killed people. Today, I'll live the rest of my life taking 2 pills a day. It shuts off the production of the cancer cells. I will live normally. This won't kill me. That's miraculous. The pancreatic cancer medicine that just came out yesterday, the new news, this is just enormous. One of the biggest killers when it comes to cancer. We have major advancements. So it's big stuff, and we should certainly appreciate that. Big day for California, possibly picking a new Los Angeles mayor and deciding who will face off for governor in the fall. It looks like this is very, very tight, doesn't it?
This is there's a ton of candidates in the races. First of all, and that is it's going to be very interesting because of that. You've got in the governor's race. Let's just kind of start talking about that. Newsom is term limited; he can't run again. So this is kind of wide open field. You've got British political advisor and former Fox TV host Steve Hilton. He is running as a Republican. He's actually been urging Republicans to unite behind him. He's asking his biggest Republican rival, the county sheriff Chad Bianco, to pull out of the race. He says all Democratic ticket would dampen GOP turnout across the state. Not sure if he's going to take him up on that offer at the last minute or not. But either way, you've still got a couple of Democrats who are in there, big names. Tom Steyer, the billionaire climate activist and one-time presidential candidate. You've also got former State Attorney General Javier Becerra. In the Los Angeles race for mayor, the 3 people who are getting the most attention in that race are Spencer Pratt, the reality TV personality. He is running as a Republican. The Democratic incumbent mayor, Karen Bass, is also running for re-election. And, Nathia Rahman, who is a member of the city council, she's running to Bass's left. So that's sort of the front runners in the mayoral race, and that one should be interesting as well.
It is, and of course and one of the big topics is the reaction and the prevention of those wildfires, but it seems to be really, really tight as to where this is going. So all eyes on California today. We'll see where it all goes. Tanya, as always, we do appreciate it and have a wonderful day.
Sure, thank you. You too.
Comments on what we were just talking about, Mike, this morning. Piping in Think about it. 100 years ago, let's start with this. I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV, but that's one of the problems with cancer in general, is the cancer cells do not die like most of our cells do, but keep replicating themselves until they overwhelm the body. The ability to flip off the switch on these cells is enormous, and it is enormous. Think about it. 100 years ago, and this is really your point and my point. Think about it. 100 years ago, there was a 50-50 chance that a child would live past the age of 1. I mean, that's 100 years ago. It's why farmers had so many kids, because they needed the labor, and the chance of one passing away was pretty high. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, we've come a long way.
We have, and for us to sit here and say how bad we have it, oh boy, I don't know. I guess it's all relative. In studio right now is a turkey joints jar filled with water, topped off with a bouquet of lilacs.
You know, I'm glad you said this, because I thought this was some type of a party trick. I thought if you took a full canister of turkey joints and put them in water, they turned into flowers.
Yeah, that's exactly
it. Turns out that's just the water jar.
Yeah, that's right. That's just the water jar. So my wife is like, I have a feeling that studio, which has no ventilation, could use a little aroma, a good aroma. And I got to tell you, if you go into our backyard, we have a few lilac bushes. Everywhere you turn, you're smelling lilacs.
Very nice.
And it's quite a nice smell. Although some people, when they smell lilacs, it smells more like manure to them. Depending on your DNA, you may smell things a little differently. I smell flowers. You?
I smell flowers, yeah.
No manure?
No.
All right. There you go.
No.
I would say that's a flaw in your DNA if you smell manure. That's just what I'm thinking.
Is this like the when you look at the dress, is the dress blue and white, or is it gold and gray, or whatever?
I do think there are certain herbs that some people, based on their DNA, if they eat the herbs, it tastes like dirt. To other people, it tastes really good. And it's a small minority who taste it. And cilantro is a good example. Some people cannot have salsa that has cilantro in it because the cilantro tastes like dirt. I feel like cilantro adds a great flavor. Not everybody feels that way. All right. Sometimes I feel like listening to the news makes me feel like dirt. Is today going to be one of those days? The Mets did lose last night.
Well, there is a news story I do think we can have a longer conversation about. I'd like to hear some reactions from our audience as well. Stay tuned. That is coming up. But first, right now, Bill, 44 degrees, mostly sunny skies. President Trump says peace talks with Iran continue. He made the comment in a Truth Social post yesterday afternoon following reports that Iran was stepping away from talks. Iranian state media reported that Tehran was ending negotiations and planned to fully block the Strait of Hormuz due to ceasefire violations by the United States. Primary elections being held in 6 states today. Voters head to the polls in Iowa, Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, South Dakota, and California, where the race for governor and Los Angeles mayor have garnered plenty of national attention. Homeland Security Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen will testify about his budget request before Congress today. Mullen will lay out his Homeland Security budget for 2027 before the Senate Appropriations Subcommittee. His department has been at the center of ICE immigration operations that have turned violent in some cities. I'll come back. A lab worker who went missing nearly a year ago has been found dead in a New Mexico forest. Melissa Casillas worked in the Los Angeles National Laboratory, the Los Alamos National Laboratory, and vanished last June. Human remains discovered by a hiker last week at the Carson National Forest have been confirmed as hers. Several key reports on jobs coming this week, all leading up to Friday's employment numbers for last month. They start with the Labor Department's job openings and labor turnover survey, or the JOLTS report, which is due out today. Next is ADP's monthly hiring survey. On Wednesday, the payroll processor only measures at private employers, while economists consider it a good indication of what to expect from the monthly numbers. And on Thursday, we get the weekly jobless claims report. And the NHL Finals begin tonight. The Carolina Hurricanes and Vegas Golden Knights play Game 1 in North Carolina, both teams seeking their second franchise championship. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 644.
Looking good here on a Tuesday morning, but a little bit chilly, especially in the North Country. Sunshine around into the afternoon, 75. Tonight, mainly clear, up a couple degrees to the upper 40s. Naturally, the North Country will be a little bit cooler. Nice warm-up coming, though, Wednesday, sunny near 80. Thursday, Friday, sunny to partly sunny near 85. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stijik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Sunshine and 44 at 644.
I have some comments here this morning. This is pretty interesting coming up here. Donna says, love my lilacs. They're so short-lived. I cut some and brought them in as well. I wish they grew year-round. My favorite smell. Do you know you can take the flowers, only the flowers? They say the leaves and the stems are bitter and slightly toxic, but the flowers are not. You could put flowers in like
a drink
or an olive oil. It'll give a little lilac flavor to the olive oil.
Oh, really?
Or a cocktail.
But not the stem.
But not the stem, just
it's
the flowers.
Only partially toxic.
Yeah. The flowers are good. The stems, not so much. Ann out there this morning. Good morning, Ann.
Good morning, Ann.
Good morning.
Ann and I have to do lunch. I mentioned it a couple weeks ago, and then I've just been busy. I didn't forget about you, Ann.
Jawick, we have it good because we are free. Yes. Different days, different times, however. Yeah, very true.
They were free, though, 50, 75 years ago, and you could argue with technology and facial recognition and internet tracking and
fewer people could track them. That's for darn sure.
Yeah.
Turkey joint. Isn't that fake Palmer's chocolate and hard candy? Yuck. No, I don't know what you're talking about. The chocolate is great, and the turkey joints are one of my favorites. I like Mellow Cup, says Jawick. Okay, I do too. But there's no comparison to a Mallow Cup and a turkey joint. Two different things.
Okay.
Apples and oranges. Bill, have you ever used the points? I have not, but in a Mallow Cup, they have the little card still today.
Yeah.
It has like 10 cents or whatever, 10 points, whatever it might be. I don't know what they use them for.
You can get Mellow Cup merch on their website.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Never played any. I never got into any of that. Nick LaBombarda. I like lilacs, too. I didn't know Nick had a sensitive side.
I didn't either.
Very, very nice. Just some comments this morning from YouTube.
Can I? Yeah, there's a couple points, and I don't know when we're gonna. What do they say? Whatever. Squeeze this in. There's two things. First of all, in the news and the update I just read, Homeland Security Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen will testify about his budget request before Congress today. First of all, the guy just got there. I can't imagine this is his actual budget. Right? I feel like all this stuff is prepped in advance.
Yes.
But here's what it says. Mullen will lay out his Homeland Security budget for 2027. His department has been at the center of ICE operations that have turned violent in some cities. I will tell you, I've seen some Mark Wayne Mullen stuff that I'm not a fan of. He threatened to fight that one guy during a hearing.
Yeah.
I think he's a bit of a hothead and coincidentally a moron along with it. Just based off his reaction to that. You're a member of Congress. You can't act that way.
Yes.
But he wasn't at the center of ICE. The reason he got the job is because they fired Kristi Noem because that stuff happened.
Correct.
Okay. I'm glad we agree there. I'll move on from that point.
No, you're right. Yeah.
The second thing is, I want to talk about this Amazon drone delivery in Syracuse.
Oh, I want to get into that too. And there's also a Microsoft story out there. Listen to this that claims producing AI and maintaining AI is more expensive than hiring people to do the work instead.
I love to hear this.
Listen to that.
I love to hear this.
Now, humans are not going to move as quickly as AI. That's the problem. So this is data that is you got to look at it deeper than just the statistics, but isn't that interesting? Who's on the line, Davey? Who do we have on line number one? I know you want me to take him before the break, and I want to get into this story with Manaski.
A Mets fan that was in Seattle last night.
All right, he was in Seattle. Mets lose
not be Stefan.
to a walk-off. 3-2 was the.
I'm not paying for that bus trip home.
Was the final. Good morning. Who is this?
Well, hello, Bill.
Are you you're not in Seattle?
No, but it's sleepless in Seattle, as the Mets seem to be.
Well, I disagree. I mean, listen, I didn't watch the game. It was late last night. I don't know what time did it start, like 9:45 or something?
Something like that.
However, they're in the game. Seattle's really hot right now. They have really good pitching. Sounds like it was a really good pitching duel, 2-2. And the advantage when it goes to extra innings goes to the home team to be able to get that ghost runner in from second base. So we lose one. Let's not lose three. That's what I think.
Now, I talked to you yesterday, and first of all, I'd like to wish the New Hartford softball team good luck in the state tournament now, which they moved on to, and they're playing up at St. Lawrence Wednesday. I'm wondering, do you guys know how I can stream the game on a tablet or phone?
Yes, there is a service. I think it's NHS, and it'll cost you, I don't know, $8 a month. Far less than a trip there. Trust me. And you can cancel after the first month, and the games are streamed. And I'm pretty sure that includes girls softball. In fact, you could have watched the Notre Dame game yesterday on your computer or your iPad. Okay. Tablet. Okay,
that works. Yeah.
I'll send you the link on how to sign up for it. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you for the information, and good luck to the team, and good luck to everyone.
All right, Stefan. Thanks, man. You have a great day.
Bye, Bill.
I'll send you that information. As a dad, I can tell you Father's Day changes over the years. It does. In fact, you run into this thing where your kids scatter around the country and all of a sudden not all of them are home for Father's Day. But when kids are little, you get hand-drawn cards, burnt toast for breakfast, which is one of my favorites, especially if you had ketchup. As they get older, maybe if a new grill tool set or maybe the tie you'll never wear. But honestly, most dads just want to know the house is in good shape. And I can identify with that as well. One reason why I like New York Sash, they make the whole process easy, whether it's windows, doors, or bath remodel. And right now during the Father's Day sale, they're offering 20% off windows, 20% off baths, 20% off doors. Plus, if you stop into the New York Sash Free Idea and Design Center, no charge to come in, and schedule a home improvement project, they'll give you a free Ring video doorbell, which keeps your home safe. No purchase necessary. Just stop in, talk with the team to see what they can do for your home. Mention the show. I don't like doing that. I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. Father's Day, skip the necktie. Give Dad something he'll actually appreciate. A home improvement project done right. We truly believe in New York Sash and family members as well. Everybody uses New York Sash. Their showroom is 349 Oriskany Boulevard, Whitesboro. Online at newyorksash.com. And I will say the 20% off right now, windows, baths, and doors, is a big deal. And happy Father's Day to all from everybody at New York Sash. And if you're thinking about graduation parties, right now, It's a Utica Thing is ready to cater your graduation party. Last catering we had from New York Sash in the building was
Christmas extravaganza.
Food was amazing. In fact,
it was.
We all had to go for Christmas
Yes.
Eve. It was awesome.
Yes.
It's a Utica thing with the best in Italian foods, pastas, salads, chicken riggies, greens, tomato pie, and the list goes on. Their restaurant is awesome. The restaurant bar on Leland Avenue. You can check it out. Go to itsauticething.com or call 315-738-8946. Itsauticething.com.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Little Falls Lumber has everything you need for home improvement season. They're fully stocked with secondary grade metal in all colors, available in 12-foot lengths and affordable solutions for sheds, garages, and roof repairs. Tired of digging through warped boards at the big box stores? At Little Falls Lumber, you'll find only premium grade lumber, hand-selected for quality. They also carry roofing, siding, windows, doors, and much more. Visit Little Falls Lumber in Little Falls in Syracuse. Call 315-823-2470 or go to littlefallslumber.com.
Joe Bitar is a husband, a dad, and an attorney who spent his career standing up for people. From the courtroom to the Common Council, and now Joe is ready to deliver results from the New York State Assembly. Joe cuts through the politics and brings people together to get things done.
My name is Joe Bitar, and I'm running for State Assembly because I love our community, and I will fight to continue to make this a better place to live.
Joe Bitar. For our families, for our future, vote Joe Bitar for New York Assembly.
Paid for by Joe Bitar for Assembly.
You love yard sales, but let's be real. You could spend all weekend driving around and still miss out on amazing finds. Over 100 vendors all in one place. Find antiques, furniture, household items, tools, brand new clothing, kids' clothes, toys, collectibles, hidden gems, and so much more. No driving all over town. Park once, shop, save, and treasure hunt all day long. The world's largest yard sale at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds, June 20th, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sponsored by the Potting Shed Antiques, Clinton Tractor and Implement Company, and James Mitsubishi.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 9 plant protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 mushroom coffee sticks. And now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text RADIO to 64,000. Text RADIO to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's RADIO to 64,000.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
We don't have much time, so on the other side of the break, we'll get into the drone thing, which they're talking about making drone deliveries in Syracuse.
Yes.
Or out of Syracuse, which could mean us too. We'll see. How about this story? Chris Robinson of the Black Crowes. We'll be seeing the Black Crowes and a couple of other bands this summer in a concert. But boy, some people got angry in Tampa Sunday. A picture of the band's mascot dressed as Uncle Sam appeared on the big screen. Then some people started chanting USA, which is when Chris Robinson said, "Thanks for the geography lesson. I don't know what you have. I don't know." Hold on. He said, "I don't know what you have to be so proud of." And some people left the building. Here's, or at least the concert. Here's audio from that.
Some of us have real faith. And for those of you booing us, some of us are not afraid. And we most assuredly are not ignorant. So, thank you.
So you hear some cheers, you hear some booing. There are a lot of these shows right now that are they're not hiding their political beliefs with where the country is right now.
So, but here's the problem I have with a statement like that. What are you so proud of?
Yeah.
We're celebrating 250 years of the United States. A lot of good history, some bad. So if a Democrat's in office, you can be proud of 250 years. But if a Republican's in office, you can't be proud. It's an all or nothing 250 years.
I get it, and it's what's going to make the 250 very difficult right now because we're at war. Those who are really against the war or against the war in Gaza or against the war in Ukraine or what have you.
I mean, you don't like one administration. Talk about throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
I understand. What I'm saying, though, is these are people that are against Trump. They're against war. And it's going to make this, I can just give you a little preview. It's going to make this 250th. I mean, just look at the concert thing alone. All the bands that have dropped out of that. So get ready. This isn't going to be smooth sailing. Just my take. We'll see if that prediction is correct. Hold tight. We have a bunch to get to. We'll get on the drone thing in drone delivery in Syracuse coming up in a second. Stand by.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 From the WB Payne Insurance Studio, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
There could be a deal with Iran this week. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what President Trump is saying as Iran keeps demanding an agreement has to include Israel's prime minister stopping the attacks on Hezbollah in Lebanon.
The president said on Truth Social, I had a conversation with Bibi Netanyahu today asking him not to go into a major raid of Beirut, Lebanon. He turned his troops around. Thank you, Bibi. I also had a conversation with representatives of the leaders of Hezbollah, and they agreed to stop shooting at Israel and its soldiers. Likewise, Israel agreed to stop shooting at them. Axios reports the call between Trump and Netanyahu was tense, saying in a piece posted yesterday, quote, summarizing Trump's remarks to Netanyahu, the U.S. official said, you're effing crazy. You'd be in prison if it weren't for me. I'm saving your A.
Fox's Trey Yingst also reports from Tel Aviv, Hezbollah did fire rockets into Israel overnight and some Israeli strikes still in southern Lebanon. Russia bombarded Ukraine again overnight. Hundreds of drones and missiles. At least 16 civilians have been killed, including children, more than 100 others injured.
The main targets included Ukraine's capital Kyiv and cities including Dnipro, Kharkiv and Zaporizhia. 140,000 people left without power. Ukraine expected this. President Volodymyr Zelensky had warned of a renewed Russian assault and urged people to be cautious during air raid alerts.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. It is primary day in 6 states, with contests in California getting the most attention. For governor and Los Angeles mayor, former reality TV star Spencer Pratt is among those trying to oust incumbent mayor Karen Bass.
A reality TV villain? Really? How did that work for us on a national level?
But Pratt says,
I just want people to feel safe. I want families to be able to thrive in the city.
The top 2 in the contest advanced to a runoff. There are also primaries in New Jersey, New Mexico, Montana, South Dakota, and Iowa, where there was a murder-suicide. 6 people from the same family shot dead in Muscatine by a relative who killed himself as police closed in. America's listening to Fox News.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. Stop paying the big guys twice what you need to. Dial pound 250, say my name. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, to switch to Pure Talk, where the savings are truly unlimited.
Born on America's darkest day, 9/11/01, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been helping American heroes ever since. Heroes like FDNY Lieutenant Edward J. McDonough Jr. McDonough served at Ground Zero. He later lost his life to a related cancer. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation was able to honor his sacrifice by paying off the family's mortgage. Donate $11 a month, and you can amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Just go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
A Trump attempt to pay legal fees for people who claim they were political targets of the Biden administration is now on hold after causing a lot of controversy.
The Justice Department says it will abide by a judge's order that bars any payment from a nearly $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund. That fund was created as part of a settlement to end a lawsuit by President Trump against the IRS and is intended to provide settlement payments to individuals accusing the federal government of investigating or prosecuting them for political purposes. But lawmakers, including some Republicans, have expressed opposition. In a series of planned votes on the fund, scuttled an immigration funding measure last month. DOJ says the fund was open to anybody who was weaponized, targeted, or persecuted. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Well, at a House hearing this afternoon, Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche could face a lot of questions about the fund, especially from Democrats who don't want anyone convicted of assaulting police officers in the 2021 Capitol riot getting payments. On Wall Street, stock futures are down the day after the Dow and the NASDAQ hit record highs. Oil prices also down more than 1%, and gas is down 3 pennies. It's dropped 20 cents in the last week. Two big trades in the NFL. The New England Patriots got star receiver A.J. Brown from Philadelphia, sending the Eagles 2 draft picks. In the other deal,
the Cleveland Browns are trading two-time Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett to the Los Angeles Rams in exchange for Pro Bowl edge rusher Jared Verse, a 2027 first-round pick, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 third-round pick. Cleveland trading the 30-year-old in his prime to L.A., which is once again making a big leap to try to win another Super Bowl. Garrett set the single-season sacks record last season with 23. Tony Genualdo, Fox News.
The battle for hockey Stanley Cup starts tonight in Carolina. Game 1 of the NHL final. The Hurricanes against the Vegas Golden Knights. The NBA finals are tomorrow. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Some sunshine to start, looking like a very nice day. We are at 48 degrees currently. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaske, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. News time is 7:05. This news update is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. A former Oneida County Sheriff's deputy is set to go on trial later this month, facing charges of attempted murder along with arson. Aaron Alshaman appearing in court yesterday for a pretrial hearing. He's accused of setting a house fire with his child, the child's mother, and her parents inside last April. Alshaman is accused of arson and 4 counts of attempted murder. Again, that trial expected to begin on June 15th. Oneida County Executive Anthony Picenti announcing the Oneida County Industrial Development Agency has approved a new uniform tax exemption and agency benefits policy looking to expand housing development opportunities across the county. That policy, approved by the OCIDA last month, broadens the types of housing projects eligible for incentives through property tax abatement and sales tax exemption on building materials. It's also designed to address critical housing shortages identified by the county's Housing Market Inventory Assessment and Strategy Report, which was released last year. It now supports rental, workforce, senior, and owner-occupied housing. It also encourages adaptive reuse, innovative housing construction, compact development, housing that would utilize existing infrastructure, and projects that will result in community-wide benefits. A former student at SUNY Morrisville has been indicted by a Madison County grand jury for his alleged role in a shooting. Prosecutors say 19-year-old Keto Simon shot a 20-year-old man in the neck on campus back in November. The victim was not a student at the school, was taken to Upstate University Hospital for treatment. He did survive. Simon facing multiple charges, including attempted murder. He's currently being held on $1 million bail and is due back in court tomorrow. The field set for the 158th running of the Belmont Stakes. Kentucky Derby winner Golden Tempo and the Derby runner-up Renegade are both competing on Saturday. In fact, Renegade is the morning line favorite. It'll be the last time for the Belmont Stakes to be held at Saratoga before it returns to its usual home at Belmont Park in 2027. Tickets are still available. And a police officer finds himself on the wrong side of the law after being arrested for DWI. Authorities in Warren County say 33-year-old Michael Kilduff was riding a motorcycle near Route 9 in Lake George over the weekend when he was involved in an accident. His brother, 31-year-old Brian Kilduff, was in the same group and wound up dying from injuries in that accident. Michael Kilduff works in Westchester County. He refused to provide a breath test at the scene. He was processed and later released, but is facing that DWI charge. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time. Coming up on 7:09, here's your Weather Center forecast.
Looking good here on a Tuesday morning, but a little bit chilly, especially in the North Country. Sunshine around into the afternoon, 75. Tonight, mainly clear, up a couple degrees to the upper 40s. Naturally, the North Country will be a little bit cooler. Nice warm-up coming, though, Wednesday, sunny near 80. Thursday, Friday, sunny to partly sunny near 85. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stejik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Sunshine and 48 at 7:09. From the IBEW Local 43 Sports Desk, congratulations are in order for a couple of local teams, in fact. Notre Dame playing in the Class B Section 3 final yesterday. They trailed 3-0 after 3 innings, came back for an 8-3 victory. Congrats to the Jugglers. They are the Class B Section 3 champions. New Hartford had a tough card to play yesterday as they took on 19-2 Cortland. Turned out to be an easier card than thought. New Hartford beats Cortland 12-0. They are your Class A Section 3 champion. Unfortunately, West Canada Valley came up on the short end. They were playing in the Class C Section 3 final. They were shut out by Beaver River. Coming up tonight, defending state champion and still undefeated Oriskany comes in at 18-0. They'll play in the Section Class D final. Their opponent is McGraw. That is a 4:30 start, and that game being held at Onondaga Community College. All right, elsewhere in sports, the Stanley Cup Finals begin tonight. The Carolina Hurricanes hosting Game 1 against the Vegas Golden Knights. NBA Finals tip off tomorrow as the New York Knicks will be in San Antonio to take on the Spurs. The last time the Knicks were in the finals was 1999 when they lost to the San Antonio Spurs. Some football news, the Giants beefing up their wide receiver room. They've signed former draft pick Odell Beckham Jr. He was the 12th pick in 2014. He's now back with the Giants. They also added veteran wide receivers Juju Smith-Schuster and Braxton Berrios. All this comes on the heels of losing return specialist Gunnar Olszewski to a torn Achilles. Baseball last night, the Mets were walked off by the Mariners 3-2 in 10 innings in Seattle.
Stephen became Andrew with the Yankees just a few minutes ago. Like, they stunk it up last night. They've won 4 in a row.
Yeah, they had 1 4 in a row. And they lose 3-2 and 10. It's tough.
3-2 and 10.
It's not stinking it up.
On the road. So now, if they get swept on the road,
then
we can say they stunk it up.
Yankees were off yesterday. They've won 6 out of 7. They kick off a 6-game homestand tonight. The Cleveland Guardians are the opponent for the next 3. I mentioned this last hour. Well, ones I skipped in football that I'll mention here. The Browns trading Myles Garrett to the LA Rams. The Browns received pass rusher Jared Verse, a 2027 first-round pick, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 third-round pick. Garrett was selected as the first overall pick by the Browns in 2017. He's a 7-time Pro Bowler, and he broke the single-season sack record last year. That's a big trade. Another big one, A.J. Brown out of Philadelphia. He now heads, he's the adopted child of, who's the head coach out there? Why can't I think of his name? I have a joke with a stupid punchline, and I can't even think of his name.
I didn't hear your question.
Who's the Patriots coach? It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Right now?
Yeah.
Vrabel. Yeah.
He's the adopted child of Vrabel and Rossini.
Oh.
He's changing his name. No, he's not. But he's now in New England.
Had you remembered his name, that would have been really funny.
Oh, Manaski, wake up. The Philadelphia Eagles getting a 2028 first-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick from the Patriots. Brown spent 4 seasons with the Eagles. He helped them win Super Bowl 59, of course, formerly also of the Tennessee Titans. Was there one more? Pro Football Hall of Famer wide receiver Raymond Berry has passed away. And I made this point last hour. You don't often come across NFL veterans who are top 100 all-time players who make it to 93. And he passed
I agree
away
with you
at the age of
on
93
this.
last week.
And it's not just drugs or CTE. It's just Romanowski, Bill Romanowski.
He's still alive.
But he had said we used to have him on every week.
I remember the quote. I can finish the sentence for you.
Go ahead.
It's like a full-on car collision every single week.
Every single Sunday. And that's when they played on Sundays. Yeah. So imagine what their bodies go through. This guy lived to be 93 years old. Pretty good.
Romanowski now 60, by the way.
Is he only 60?
He's 60 years old.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's got to be a typo. Because he lived like, I felt like he was 60 when he retired.
Back then, right?
Wow. Yeah. There's a guy on the bottom of the pile that would be biting people, would be grabbing their genitals, would be like, he was one of the dirtiest.
Yeah, that's really dirty.
Very, very dirty player.
He also spit in an opponent's face at one point, which, and aside from the grabbing genitals, and what else did you say he would be doing at the bottom of the pile?
He'd bite him.
Bite,
like draw blood.
Often that's not seen on camera.
Right.
That's the bottom of the pile stuff. But he did spit in a guy's face, and he got in a lot of trouble for that.
Anything else?
I just want to, again, congratulations, Notre Dame and New Hartford, Section 3 winners. I hope they do well in the state tournament. I find this interesting here because I don't have Notre Dame's full schedule, but they are currently, and they've won, I think, 3 or 4 in a row now to win the Section 3 Class B bracket. They're 11-12 on the season, despite this winning streak. And I'll note that, and if somebody sees that and thinks, wow, they're still sub 500. First of all, they were playing Bishop Ludden/Grimes, which is a merger of Bishop Ludden, Bishop Grimes.
Yeah, so it's a bigger school.
Notre Dame lost to one of those teams last year, so this was a little bit of a second time around. Had a little, maybe seeking some revenge. But you got to remember, Notre Dame, a smaller school, and all year long, they'll play New Hartford, they'll play Whitesboro, they'll play RFA, they'll play Proctor. I don't have this year's schedule in front of me. My point being, though, they tend to play up to bigger schools. Now, so that might not yield a great record for the year, but at the same time, it's good prep for when you're playing your own class in the tournament. You kind of have an advantage because you've been playing tougher competition for a chunk of the year. That's what happened in 2001 when we won a state title. We were playing the Proctors, the Whitesboros, the New Hartfords all year, and then you play some of these schools. We were winning 19-1, 23-3. So a blessing and a curse. Congratulations, Notre Dame. Also at 16-5, the New Hartford Spartans, a very good program over there. 12-0, disposing of a 19-2 Cortland team. Hats off to Kevin Green and the team over there.
Quickly, Mike and Skyler. I don't have a lot of time, Mike, but I want to squeeze you in here.
Yeah. I'll be quick. I just want to let you know I watched. I'm watching the spinoff of the Yellowstone, the Dutton Ranch.
Yeah, we watched an episode or two, and it just didn't do it.
And it's like weekly that goes out. The Lethal Weapon series. Have you seen that?
I have not. Can I tell you?
I only watched one season.
Can I tell you the last season of Hacks? If you haven't watched Hacks, it was really, really good. The finale, which I think is the series finale. It's the last ever. You want to get into something. I think there are 3 seasons, maybe 4 seasons.
Okay.
Comedians?
It is. It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Gene Smart's in there,
Gene
right?
Smart is an older comedian, and she makes a comeback. Then she gets the Tonight Show. Then they get rid of her. I gotta tell you, it is the last episode is spectacular. But you got to watch more than that.
What network is it on? You know what network that's on?
Maybe Hulu. Maybe.
Okay, Hulu. All right.
Or HBO.
And don't forget next week. You know what next week is?
Next week is the developers Apple.
Yep.
Apple will watch that.
The announcement of the changes to come in the fall. So that's
Monday. That's a good time where you might see a new computer, maybe a new phone. The operating system will be debuted. All of that stuff. So it's popcorn time for me.
Yep,
and Mike.
Right, me too.
Yeah. All right, Mike.
You know my birthday.
All right, man. Happy birthday in advance. Thank you.
Yep.
The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic, and they're accepting new patients right now. For the longest time, they weren't because they just got deluged with so many new patients. And now they've added Dr. Cheryl Mattern to the lineup, and they're accepting new patients. She can see someone usually within a week or two, maybe a little longer than that, but she'll get you in. And the other part of this is the Falcon Clinic will tell you they have the ability, being independent, to, and this is really huge, to you get when your appointment is scheduled, you get in. And they allot at least 20 minutes to 30 minutes for each patient. So the time is spent with you. That's a big deal. In a day and age where you may see your doctor for like a minute, but you're there for 3 hours. That does not happen at the Falcon Clinic. If you need a new family provider, a new primary physician, call the Falcon Clinic. Dr. Mattern, Dr. Kosminski, Zielinski, Dr. Shemaleski. I mentioned Dr. Zielinski. It's all there at the Falcon Clinic, 315-507-4751. Stand by. We will get into this. Let's talk quickly about it, but I've got Dr. Hall waiting, so we got to be very fast.
Well,
on the drone delivery.
I skipped it in the news this hour. In case you missed my 6 o'clock update, let's see. Truck driver, yada, yada. Where is it?
Amazon in Syracuse is looking to do drone delivery in Syracuse.
Right.
And you find a flaw with this. I think the weather is going to play a role.
That's an excellent point, one I haven't even brought up. But I couldn't quote you the numbers and what the deal was. But we know how this works. Typically, when someone big like Amazon comes in, this is what derailed it in New York City, right? Some factory there. There's usually benefits as far as tax benefits, et cetera. And the idea being, well, we're bringing X number of jobs to this community, so we should get some financial benefit. I think that all goes out the window when you're looking at a company now looking to replace its workforce with essentially robots, AI, drones. I mean, fill in the blank with whatever you want there. How many workers get laid off now because of this? Do they have to pay back the pilot program money that they got?
I got Davey yelling at me. What's wrong? When you yell like that, you distract me. I'm trying to pay attention to
go
him.
ahead. I'm sorry.
What are you yelling about? Is there a fire?
No. The smell of the lilacs.
Is there an earthquake?
The smell of the lilacs is going down the hall. You can hear it. You can smell it when you walk up.
Okay, all right. How in the hell?
Yelling about
How
this?
in the hell with you yelling that? I can't hear you. I just see your face. Your arms are flailing. You're doing this.
Is there a fire?
I'm like, oh my God, someone's in the building and we've got to hide.
Sorry.
Lock in place. Lock in place.
Sorry, I totally am. Do
Okay.
apologize.
All right. I'm going to tell my wife no more lilacs. It distracts Davey completely. What in the hell were you saying? I don't even know.
I have a problem with this drone delivery. I understand its convenience, but look, if it's going to take you 3 hours to get your T-shirt instead of 2, I don't. I would rather that person have the job.
Here's another part of this.
Okay.
I'm a Prime member, a business Prime member, and I used to be able to order something in the morning and get it later in the day, and that doesn't exist. In fact, I'll get like next day delivery, and it won't show up for 2 days or 3 days. And they're telling, when I complained about it, they say, well, we're struggling with staff. So are we at a point where they don't have the staff? But then again, I see Amazon's like laying off 7,000 people.
Right.
So they're creating.
That's why they don't have the staff.
Right, that's right. We can't hire anybody. Like none of those 7,000 people we just laid off are willing to come back. Can you believe it? They've gone on and found other jobs. Give me a break.
Have they?
Or have they? So
I have a problem with it.
Yeah.
You know, there's an issue with your package being dropped from 10 feet in the air. Hopefully, it's not delicate. Again, if it's a T-shirt, I don't expect it's going to do much damage.
I would hope they would say if it's fragile. You know what that's going to mean? If you put fragile, you're going to have to pay more to have a human deliver it. Oh, this is all coming.
No, see,
it's coming. It's coming.
The other thing, I'm glad you brought up the weather part of this, because that's a factor.
In the wintertime, the batteries of those drones may not work as well. I don't know. We need an expert on that really knows the drone world. Let me bring in, because I don't want to make him wait any longer, Dr. Kent Hall. Do you have any opinion on this drone issue, Doc? Because there is one area where the drones can really help, and that is delivering maybe a rare type of blood or delivering an organ or something like that.
Yeah, I guess so. Although, I would second what you guys are saying about, interference with weather and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's not my area of expertise. So
and here they are.
This might be the first time that we asked him a question and he didn't have a good answer for it.
That is true. That is true, Doc. I am really, really disappointed. You usually reach deep and find something to just appease us, just make us feel better. The other thing these drones are doing is they're taking away the jobs. I saw a big billboard as of June 1st, Special, and all the fireworks companies are opening their tents.
Okay.
And they're busy. The fireworks are now being sold.
Uh-huh.
And you're going to start hearing them in your neighborhood this weekend. I can guarantee it.
Yeah.
So, because some people are like, oh, let me get some for this weekend when nobody else is doing it. How are they stealing the jobs? Have you seen the drone fireworks displays? They can spell words in the sky.
Yeah.
So when you put the drones together with the combustible, but that's taking away jobs of the fireworks people.
Look,
think of all the Chinese people that are out of work now.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
I call that their problem. I'm worried about the American workforce, to be honest with you, not about fireworks made in Taiwan.
All right, Doc, enough of this. I do want to get back into, now a new study has just come out, and it's a larger study on this, and it's very similar to the TKI that I take, which is a blocker. It literally blocks the production of white blood cells that are immature and producing cancer in my body by taking 2 pills every day. Side effects have improved tremendously. That's part of the trial that I'm currently on. The side effects on this for pancreatic cancer, seem to be pretty brutal with rashes on the face, etc. But the one woman has had pancreatic cancer for 2 years, and she survived on the medicine. This is miraculous.
Yeah, so this is going to be a good clinical trial, or this is a good set of clinical trials. It's actually this is a phase 3 trial. You have to. I don't mean to put a whole bunch of cold water on this, but
yes,
from an average standpoint. So the average of people, the average life extension for people who got the drug versus those that didn't is only about 6 months.
Yes.
So that's average.
I did see that.
Some people obviously are going to, get more benefit and more extension. But, when you're talking about pancreatic cancer, 6 months is actually a doubling of the amount of time.
Yeah.
So it is good. And
for this one woman, she literally has lived for 2 years. So she's on the longer end. But I kind of look at this, and you tell me. I'm sure in the very beginning with the TKIs that I'm on, in the very beginning during the study process, it was kind of like that. It wasn't just instant where all of a sudden, because today you go from a life expectancy of like 5 years with this, 3 to 5 years with this leukemia, to normal life expectancy, as if you don't even have cancer. But that took how many years to get there?
Right. And that's thank you, because that's the other point is that this is not, this is the first step along this path, and that as we refine it, as we get different better medications, and we also understand how to incorporate this into the overall treatment, which includes surgery, which includes chemotherapy and things like that.
Yeah.
And they're also working on a number of tests, blood tests and things that can actually detect this earlier. So that if we can get it at phase 1 or phase 2, then that would significantly, then that would put us a leap ahead. So that's really what we want to be focusing on, is not this as an entity, but this as something that can be incorporated into the overall treatment. I still firmly believe that anything that we can do to identify cancer earlier is going to give us more benefit than finding it, in stage 3 and stage 4, and then trying to combat it then.
Well, the problem, correct me if I'm wrong, with pancreatic cancer, And with any of these, if you don't catch it, the problem with pancreatic is you usually don't catch it until it's well developed.
Right.
That's the problem with pancreatic cancer.
Yeah, there are two cancers that are like that. Pancreatic is one, and ovarian cancer in women is the other. And it's because there's not a lot of there's a fair amount of space around those organs for things to grow before you start to get symptoms. And so it's unfortunate that when you start to get symptoms, that means that things have already grown to a certain size.
Is this because if you're extreme, this is big in Florida, by the way. If you're well-to-do, if you have disposable income, a big thing today that's becoming very popular is these full body scans, or are these full body scans, where they scan your body for everything, and that includes cancer, and it's done on a regular basis, where most people only get that scan done, like that MRI or whatever, only done when they have a symptom. But people with the ability financially to do this get it on a routine basis. Would that help?
So there's a yin and a yang to this. So does it have the potential to help? Yes. So there are two things. Number one, if they're using some use CAT scans, some use MRIs, most use CAT scans. So you're being exposed to radiation, which in and of itself has a hazard. Okay, so that's one step. The other one, which is to me is even more important, is that you get false positives. You get a finding and you don't know. You say, okay, there's something there. I'm not quite sure what that is. So now we have to do another procedure to try and identify it. There are complications related to those procedures, whether it's infection or whatever. And so there's a risk-benefit analysis that really needs to be done. If you have a high propensity, let's say that they do genetic testing and you have a high propensity for pancreatic cancer or something like that, would it the benefits there most likely outweigh the risks? Whereas if it's like you're a healthy person and you're 75 years old and you're like, I'm going to go ahead and get this scan because I want to live to 150. That's probably not to your benefit, because the odds of you having a false positive are actually higher than you having a true positive.
I thought they were getting like an MRI done on a regular basis, where they're scanning for a possible growth or something that would show cancer.
Yeah, so MRIs do not have the downside of exposing you to radiation, so that's good.
Okay.
There is the benefit there, but again, you still have the issue of, okay, I see something, I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, here's an example. It's I just was hearing a story of someone recently who was diagnosed with prostate cancer, but this was only after so they had not done a biopsy. So it's very preliminary. They've done a scan. They're like, we think we're pretty sure it's prostate cancer. So ultimately you do have to go forward. However, it's a good month before you actually get your biopsy done. So during that time, there's a chance you could get the biopsy done and then they find out you don't have the cancer. And so you've now lived 1 month with the stress and the pain of thinking that you have cancer. That's part of the downside, kind of what you're talking about here, although much different because you have to go through the screening and all of that stuff for cancer. Explain what I'm trying to explain.
Yeah, so it is the psychological impact of living under the cloud of having cancer or having potential cancer, and how does that change your life? So you know that you have lived that.
Yeah.
You've lived that. Unfortunately, you actually lived that twice.
Yeah.
And I have lived that. So I absolutely get where that comes from. It is a real hit to your psyche, and it changes the way that you look at life. And then to find out that it's not true, you have the euphoria of, oh my gosh, this is real, but then it's like, for the last month or however long, what is it that you have lived with? So
I think that's all fair. And here's a question for you. This drug only extends a person's life by 6 months. It could be the most important 6 months of their life, as they know their demise and get a chance to live those months one day at a time. The real question is, with this extension of life, is your quality of life any better? Because if it's 6 more years of misery or 6 more months of misery, not sure that's the best deal. And I know we'll be improving, but right now they're really giving a gift to society by being a part of this study.
Yes, they are. And the other thing that the study showed was that there were significant. I think it was almost 50% of the people had side effects. Now they did not delineate whether they were mild, moderate, or severe side effects, but compared to the people undergoing regular treatment. Okay, so it isn't that, people got no treatment or they got this. It's that they got regular treatment, which includes chemotherapy and things. The people that got the chemotherapy had actually even more side effects. Those percentage of people was in the upper 50s as opposed to being in the 40s. So, so it isn't that you don't, it isn't that there's not a downside to it. It's that, relatively speaking, the downside is slightly less for the people who got the medication and they lived longer. That being said, what you just said about 6 months living 6 months longer, but 6 months of basically being in hell. Is it worth really it? A benefit? Yeah.
I will say that the TKIs that I'm on, which is 2 pills every day, rest of my life as of now. Maybe it will change with time, but for right now, it's 2 pills a day for the rest. And there are side effects, and they are at times. Year 1 I had a side effect. Year 2 I had a different side effect. So you do get side effects, and sometimes that can be very difficult, can be very depressing, I think. However, with this, at least with mine, they've reached a point where you can look at those side effects and say, death, or I'm living with fatigue, really severe fatigue. I find a way to deal with the fatigue, and I still am averting death. So hopefully with the pancreatic cancer, they'll get to the point they are with chronic myeloid leukemia.
Hopefully true. I mean, that would be wonderful. That would be fantastic.
Because if you saw
pancreatic cancer is basically
a death sentence.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And if you saw Ben Sass, the videos of him yesterday, oh boy, the rash. That's not a rash on his face. It was like the worst eczema you've ever seen, all over his face, and that's what he's suffering. But he's alive. And he seems to be very positive, because I think he looks at it that whatever suffering he's going through, he's alive. But beyond that, he's charting new territory for future development of the drug. And I hope that's true.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely true.
All right. And just to piggyback on that, I mean, you talk about the side effects and it looks like severe eczema. I mean, a lot of times with chemo or a pill-related chemo, you're killing everything in your body, right? Just enough for you to stay alive.
And let's not forget that these medicines really are a targeted chemotherapy.
Right.
So, all right, Doc, I talk like I know what I'm talking about. I only know what I'm talking about with what I'm dealing with. Everything else, clueless. Sorry. All right, Doc.
Oh, hang on. Jawick and Nick agree. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, they do. Thank you, guys. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. All right, Doc.
I'm kidding.
As always, these things catch my attention for obvious reasons. So, and remember, real men get tested for cancer. Get out there, get the screening done, and boy, I can't reiterate enough, Doc. If you can catch this early, any type of cancer, the earlier you catch it, the less you may have to go through, and the better chances of survival.
Yeah, if we can leave anybody with any kind of a message, the message is go through whatever screening is available, because to your point, catching it early will your odds of coming out the other end are much higher.
Doc, as always, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a great week. We'll talk next week.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Please be safe.
You too. All right, Dr. Kent Hall. All right, let's do Hobica's free money question of the day. Now, the way we're doing it here is you're going to have a chance to win boxing tickets for Fight Night at the Turning Stone, June 12th. You'll also automatically, by competing, get Glenwood Movieplex Rome Cinema 8 tickets. And Davey, you're going to get a chance to win, what's the jackpot today?
$200.
Okay, it's $200. Now, I know this is getting confusing because one thing that I do like to do is make things better.
Too many contests at the same time.
Make it better, but while I'm making it better, I make it more confusing and more difficult. So be aware. So here's how this... So we have a wheel that we're going to spin. It's electronic. It's either going to come up with $100, $200, or $300. So... you pick 1, 2, or 3. If you pick correctly, you win the tickets to the Turning Stone Fight Night, and you add that money to the jackpot. So Davey said there's a jackpot is $200. You're upset with that. I know you are. And I'm doing it. That's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it to piss you off. That's why I'm doing it.
So $200, and let's say someone says $100,
and I say $100, and it's $100. $100. Then
it's $300.
You add the 100 to it, but you got to match it.
Interesting. Okay.
You got to match it
if it's a match. I gotcha.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. I feel like we're playing one of these stupid 70s game shows. Stop. Oh, you were so close. Davey, what caller number would you like to go with here? Because that's going to be I'll walk you through this. You don't have to be confused. I'll walk you through it.
I've been working on
confused.
I'm not talking to you.
Okay.
Okay. What caller?
6.
Caller 6. So we're going to talk to Shad Crow from Utica University and talk about everything going on this week with the Special Olympics. This is really a great honor to have this here and a great event. So we'll do it. Caller number 6 right now at 315-736-0186. Caller 6, your chance to win right now.
Meet Anthony Constantino, running to represent us in Congress.
First off, you, I see through your game.
Wannabe rapper, wannabe Republican. But he can't rap his way out of reality. He's a lifelong Democrat who helped fund Trump's impeachment. After the George Floyd riots, he called our cops racist and sold Kill the Police stickers. He claims he's America first, but he shipped jobs overseas, even replaced workers with robots. Anthony Constantino, worse than a wannabe. He's a fraud.
And I know just how this ends.
The real conservative in the race? Robert Smullen, a Marine colonel. He fought for our country. Smullen was appointed by President Trump and will fight for the America First agenda. He's the Republican conservative and law enforcement endorsed candidate. On June 23rd, vote Robert Smullen for Congress. Proven patriot, ready to serve.
I'm Robert Smullen, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Robert Smullen for Congress.
It's finally happening. The Fed is making a change in leadership, and that could have a profound impact on the value of your retirement. When interest rates go down, the value of precious metals like gold and silver can surge. Call Advantage Gold right now at 800-900-8000 and get your free Gold and Silver Investor Guide, a $49 value plus a free copy of Ken Rogoff's insightful book, Our Dollar, Your Problem. Inside, you'll get honest information about gold, silver, and other precious metals, so you can explore your options with clarity and confidence. Our specialists can help you open a new account or transfer funds from an existing IRA, tax and penalty-free. Markets can turn fast, but gold has maintained its value through every cycle, often holding strong when other assets falter and when the dollar weakens. Are you positioned? Don't miss this opportunity. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000. Results may vary. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Mattress Express, upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer, is giving away prepaid Visa cards up to $1,000 on select king and queen sets, and we beat any locally advertised price on a mattress we carry. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
hurt in a car, call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
You love yard sales, but let's be real. You could spend all weekend driving around and still miss out on amazing finds. Over 100 vendors all in one place. Find antiques, furniture, household items, tools, brand new clothing, kids' clothes, toys, collectibles, hidden gems, and so much more. No driving all over town. Park once, shop, save, and treasure hunt all day long. The world's largest yard sale at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds, June 20th, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sponsored by the Potting Shed Antiques, Clinton Tractor and Implement Company, and James Mitsubishi.
At Community Memorial, we're committed to your good health. And we're proud to offer primary care service that's close by, with 6 family health centers throughout the area. Maybe you don't have a primary care doctor right now. Call us. And definitely call if you're managing a long-term condition and you're not getting the personal attention and support you need. We're here and we're ready to help, offering compassionate care, guidance, and support for patients of all ages. And at Community Memorial, we're one big team, so you'll have fast access to additional services and specialists when needed. That's first-class community health care, right in your backyard. We have family health centers close to you in Cazenovia, Hamilton, Waterville, Morrisville, Munnsville, and Sherrill. And we're welcoming new patients throughout the area. For a better primary care experience, choose a team that's highly rated for patient satisfaction. Choose Community Memorial and get better.
For a lasting impression, trust the quality and craftsmanship of Humphrey Memorials. They're experienced in all facets of memorial design, sales of monuments and mausoleums, on-site cemetery lettering, cleaning and restoration, and specialty services like etched glassware, mirrors, and landscape products. Humphrey Memorials of Herkimer has been making a lasting impression in central New York since 1946. They also handle commercial construction projects as well. Find out more at humphrey.memorials.com. or call 866-4471.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, we're going to give Larry a chance to get in on this very confusing and complicated contest that we're about to do because I just like to add layers and layers. Add layers, make it confusing. That's my motto. Add layers, make it confusing. It's the Hobeika free money question of the day, brought to you by the Hobeika Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobeika, at 315-724-1600. And Larry in Sequoit is on the line right now. Larry, good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing well. So here's how this is going to go. First off, we're going to tell you, just by getting through, congratulations, you have movie passes, Glenwood Movieplex and Rome Cinema 8. We're going to give you those. Davey will take care of you there. Second part of this is you are now a part of a contest also for the Turning Stone Resort and Casino Fight Night, June 12th, 6 p.m., 2 title fights, and so much more going on for Hall of Fame weekend. We're going to spin a wheel. It's going to come up on $100, $200, or $300. If you get it right, we'll add that amount to the jackpot, $200, and you'll get the fight night tickets. Confusing? A little bit. What are you going to go with, Larry?
200.
I'm going to go with $200. All right, let's play it. If you get it right, you win the tickets. If you get it right, it's a $400 jackpot. Let's spin the wheel.
$200.
Wow. All right. No, you have to understand.
I'm laughing
it's
at the way it's
completely
pronounced.
random. It's completely random.
$200.
$200. Mr. Snuffleupagus. You win the tickets. You'll get the Turning Stone tickets for July 12th, Fight Night. 361-SHOW is the number. Go to turningstone.com. All right, now we add $200 to the jackpot. This sounds like a really one of those questions where you have to fill in the bubbles that you remember in high school. Very complicated math. 2 things meet at the end. Got a train coming. None of that is true. This is very easy. This is your music category for $400. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm going to play 3 bands. You have to tell me, what do these 3 artists have in common? Okay?
Okay.
And listen very carefully. I'm also going to tell you the name of the bands. So if you don't know the name, I'm helping you out here. I want you to win the $400. Here we go. What do these three artists have in common? Ready, listen carefully, and here we go.
It's a long way to the top.
AC/DC. In excess. That's Midnight Oil. All right, your question is, what do they have in common? Ready, go.
They're all from England.
They're all from where?
England.
Are they all from England? I can't get to the answer. Here it is. Actually, you were so close, but they're all. AC/DC is Australian. They're all Australian. Similar accent. But all right. Well, listen, this was fun and complicated, but still fun. And you don't win the money, but you get everything else. So stand by, Larry. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Bill.
All right, nice job.
You know,
he was on the right track.
After the first two, I was going to say they were all bands with 4 letters because, believe it or not, NXS is spelled with 4 letters.
IN.
Is that correct?
XS.
Yeah, INXS. Is that right?
Yeah,
That's
you're
a
right.
double check. 1, 2, 3, 4.
But he was on the right track. I thought that was pretty good.
They're all Australian? They don't really sound it.
All from, actually beyond that, they're all from Sydney, to be exact. Each of them is from Sydney.
Not 90 minutes south of central New York. That's Sydney, Australia.
That's true. Sydney, Australia. In studio right now is Shad Crow with Utica University. Would you have gotten any of that right?
Maybe. I knew AC/DC was from Australia, but
yeah,
Midnight Oil, forget
all
it.
All it took in that, especially when he was on that track, all it took was to know that AC/DC is Australian.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we have a lot going on, don't we?
Oh, we do.
Let's start with everything that's happening right now.
Yeah, so I mean, Utica's doing a lot of great things over at the that little engine that keeps firing away over there at the campus. Brand new cyber range that we just built, state of the art. We had a lot of officials from New York State, obviously local officials as well. But
what is really a cyber range? What is that?
So they try to, I guess, penetration
I know, like
testing.
a gun range.
Yeah, so a cyber range would be a place where they go in and test the cyber or the software or the your firewalls to make sure that no one can hack into your system and potentially.
It's a similar concept, but completely different.
And there's a lot going on in the cybersecurity industry. It's just explosive, right? I mean,
well, look at what's going on right now. We have just seen that with our witnessing it right now in real time. Wars have now become computerized, and drones. The drones are playing such a role in the fact that really drones have kept Ukraine alive and fighting in this war against Russia.
Absolutely.
And we've learned a lot from Ukraine through the drones. So, boy, all of this technology is going so quickly, and we got to keep up.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I think they're doing great work over there.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we built it. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, and it's, we were on the forefront of cyber when it first became a really popular career path, and I think we've doubled down on that now, and you'll see a lot of success coming out.
So for those who saw the facility downtown go away, that did not mean the program went away by any means.
No. So our business programs have all moved back to the main campus, which is there's some real advantages to that. The students want to be on campus. It felt separate from the main campus, and all of the resources that you need are right there on campus. The library, the athletic facilities, the other classrooms.
I do love the concept of colleges, universities going to downtown, where a lot of downtowns have become absent. This started in the 80s in Providence, Rhode Island with Johnson & Wales. The problem there, though, or the positive there is Johnson & Wales is downtown.
Sure.
So you add everything downtown, you buy up, and you do everything there. Everybody's in the same place. Whereas here you had two separate entities, and
we did, and I think
it seemed to not work.
Yeah, it worked for a little while.
Yeah.
When classes were extremely large.
Right. Yeah.
Excuse me, but we had we'd have bus people down there, and then of course students wanted to drive. Parking was tough, and then when the construction of the new hospital happened, it made it even more difficult.
Yeah.
You know,
All right.
But I think downtown looks great with the new hospital down there.
No, I think
a lot has
good.
happened.
Yeah. What else? Anything else that you want to talk about for Utica?
No, I could go on for hours.
Yeah.
But I think we're doing a great job. You know, a lot of people. You hear the rumor mill out there talking about Utica and whether we're going to.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that. I mean, there are people that will say to you, they've almost shut their doors.
Not true.
and that would be an enormous loss for this community.
Yeah, and I think people that are thinking that they're misinformed.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I do the capital planning for the university, and we're spending money on capital projects that are impactful for students, and these are capital projects that will pay dividends in 3, 5, 10 years. Right? These are not capital projects we're not just painting the walls. We're building and expanding.
One part that would be true is colleges, universities around the country we're seeing some close, but it's a struggle right now.
It is, especially for small privates, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we are uniquely positioned in this community, and we're a powerhouse in this community when you think about it. I mean, so many different things that we do. The Heart Run Walk. Now we have the Special Olympics back on campus.
Yeah.
And we're involved regionally. We're involved with many of the different businesses that are expanding or being built in and around our community. And we're doing great things.
And then the athletics is a great way to bring people in, and there are great programs right now.
Women's flag football coming to Utica University this fall. How exciting is that?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Within 3 minutes of that announcement, there were people blowing up the athletic director's phone saying, "Hey, I want to play." And these are athletes from other teams that are currently at Utica, or athletes that are in high school still. Are interested in coming to play, because that's going to be really exciting.
And that really is what athletics in college is supposed to be about, right?
Yeah,
it's supposed to be about bringing students in and growing the enrollment.
And traditionally what we see is our athletes are some of our best students.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you look at our hockey programs, and in the last, I don't know, maybe 5 to 7 years, we've had valedictorians and salutatorians, all from these athletic programs.
Nice. And let's talk about something Tony Pacini will be talking about next hour, and that is Special Olympics.
Oh, super exciting, right? We're so thankful to have it back at Utica University. I think 2011 was the last time it was there, and we have opening ceremonies on Friday. But a lot of the events are happening at Utica, but it's more of a regional event this year, which is exciting as well. Hamilton College will be involved, MVCC, and of course the tennis courts in the city, which are beautiful. I don't know if you've been there, but you should go take a look. Absolutely stunning, great work down there. So, we're super excited. It's a big lift, but we're super excited.
Talk about that big lift.
Yeah, so I mean, logistically speaking, we are hosting 1,200 athletes. So 900 of those athletes will be staying on our campus overnight. To try to put that in perspective, our students left on, graduation was May 3rd this year.
Yeah.
As soon as they left, we had to go in. Our facilities operation had to go in. So ABM is our partner with our facilities operation. Fantastic. Shout out to those guys. In a very short period of time, they have flipped those residence halls, cleaned them, scrubbed them, replaced what needed to be replaced, all to prepare for 900 guests that will be staying in from around New York State, staying in every bed that we have available. I mean, we don't have a bed that's not taken right now, so we're excited.
Another thing where athletics has brought an economic boon to these facilities like Nexus and everything else.
Oh yeah,
have really helped with that. So
it has,
and Utica University.
It has, yeah. Utica University Nexus Center will be hosting the powerlifting. So we've moved one portion. So in 2011, everything was on the main campus. We had a pool operating, so the swimming was there. We no longer have a pool, but the swimming will be at, where is swimming? I got to look at my list. Hamilton. Yeah.
Okay.
So Hamilton has swimming. MVCC has volleyball team and skills. We have the basketball programs, all the outdoor athletics at Casamento Field.
And it all begins... This weekend.
Friday, our opening ceremonies. We finished the law enforcement run, which when I was a trooper, I ran in that run. I tried to recruit a couple of the guys that currently work at the university, former troopers, and tell them we would do the Buffalo to Syracuse leg, just a good stretch of the legs. And they all reminded me of their football injuries or soccer injuries. They couldn't quite make that run. So.
Pretty wild. All right.
Yeah.
Great honor to have it here.
Yeah.
And have Utica University stepping up and
super excited.
making it happen.
Hey, listen, I don't know. I went to Dallas recently for a conference for Crimes Against Women. Super exciting conference. But I have to tell you, I tried to assimilate into my environment, and then I found out the Dutton Ranch is in Texas now, right?
That's right.
So I woke up this morning, I threw on my cowboy boots. I heard you talking about it earlier, so I wanted to make sure
Are you watching it?
I watched it.
Yeah. I miss the days of the whole Kevin Costner battle and some of those fights, those fist fights with what's her name,
with Beth.
With Beth, pretty impressive. So it's pretty wild. All right, Special Olympics this week
this week,
beginning Friday,
Saturday.
All right, throughout the area, but especially at Utica University.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Shad Crow. Quick break. News is next.
We're your neighbors, friends, and your family. We care about our community, your business, and most important, you.
We support charities like the United Way, or Command Ryan Child Advocacy Center. We are the members of IBEW Local 43 and NECA Contractors. You don't just see our work, you live it. From the JMA Wireless Dome, hospitals, schools, and city buildings, the IBEW is part of the community.
Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 and NECA will continue to help light, power, and grow Central New York.
It all began in 1985 with a single goal, a commitment to brighten our community. And with your kindness, that light grew brighter. Because for 40 years, you've helped Food Bank of Central New York deliver healthy food and hope. But that need continues to grow. So this year, please consider giving a little extra.
Something old is new in the village of New Hartford. Introducing Handshake Antiques, now open at 66 Genesee Street, next to Giorgio's Village Cafe. Not your grandma's antique shop. Think clean, curated, and cool. From high-end furniture, vintage fashion, vinyl records, to oddities and all things eclectic. And we're always buying, so look in your attic or
WIBX Utica Road, W295 Utica. From the WB Tain Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
They can vote now in Iowa. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Polls just opening in one of 6 states holding primaries today.
I want a Democratic Party that wants people to make more money. I want you to be able to buy that new truck.
Zach Walz is facing Josh Turek in a race for Senate.
What we're fighting for, first and foremost, a livable wage. Affordable housing.
The winner likely faces Republican Congresswoman Ashley Hinson as Democrats trying to win control of Congress hope to take the seat now held by retiring Iowa GOP Senator Joni Ernst. There are also key contests in California, including for governor. Republican Steve Hilton tells Fox.
I really know that we can win in November, but this top 2 primary, it's very tricky.
The top 2 candidates, regardless of party, will advance to the general election. There are more than 60 hopefuls in the governor's race, including Hilton and fellow Republican Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco, and Democrats, including billionaire Tom Steyer, former Congresswoman Katie Porter, and former Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra.
That's Fox's Kristen Goodwin. It's up to at least 18 people dead in Ukraine, more than 100 injured after a Russian missile and drone attack overnight, hitting apartment buildings and other civilian targets in Kyiv and other cities. President Trump is suggesting a possible deal to end the Iran conflict this week, but Iran keeps demanding Israel has to stop attacking Hezbollah militants in Lebanon. The president says after talking to both sides that fighting will stop, but Axios reports the Trump call with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu was tense.
Everybody hates you now. Everybody hates Israel because of this. A second source briefed on the call said Trump was pissed and at one point yelled at Netanyahu, "What the F are you doing?" At this moment, Israeli troops remain in southern Lebanon, and overnight there were a few sirens in northern Israel from Hezbollah rocket and drone attacks, as well as a small number of Israeli strikes in Lebanon.
Fox's Trey Yingst back to Iowa. 7 people and 1 family dead in a murder-suicide.
They simply do not have the words. This act of evil and what it has done to our community.
Muscatine Police Chief Anthony Keys. America's listening to Fox News.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. Stop paying the big guys twice what you need to. Dial pound 250, say my name. That's pound 250 micro to switch to Pure Talk, where the savings are truly Unlimited.
Now, this 25th anniversary of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation remains committed to honoring the heroes shaped by that day. Heroes like NYPD Detective Victor Vargas, a U.S. Air Force veteran who died from pancreatic cancer after serving in the World Trade Center recovery efforts. Tunnel to Towers honored Detective Vargas by paying off the family's mortgage. You can donate $11 a month, and you can amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
We'll see you at the Supreme Court. That's War Secretary Pete Hegseth's reaction on X to a court ruling that'll keep transgender troops serving in the military.
A divided 3-judge panel on the D.C. Appeals Court upheld a lower judge's ruling that President Trump's executive order preventing transgender troops from serving in the military likely violates their constitutional rights. The Appeals Court did narrow the injunction to apply only to service members still in the military, but not new recruits seeking to join. The Trump administration is likely to appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. Last year, justices allowed the transgender military ban to take effect as litigation plays out. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Speaking of the military, we're learning more about a meeting last week with Chinese defense officials.
The 2-day summit took place in Hawaii. According to the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, the discussions focused on reducing the risk of unsafe and unprofessional encounters. The Chinese Navy says the talks were candid and constructive. This meeting follows President Trump's recent trip to China, where he met leader Xi Jinping, and comes amid concerns over a lack of communication from the Chinese military. At the weekend, War Secretary Pete Hegseth warned of China's surge in military buildup and urged Asian countries to boost defense spending. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
A bus driver is now charged in Virginia with involuntary manslaughter and reckless driving.
The chain reaction crash on I-95 on Friday killed 5 people, including 2 children and a family of 4 from Massachusetts, on their way to a wedding. Over 40 people were injured. Police say Jing Shendong of Staten Island, New York, struck a line of vehicles that had slowed down in a work zone. Records that have been released indicate Dong has at least 2 prior speeding convictions. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks could drop. Futures are down ahead of the opening bell. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
We have sunshine. We're up to 52 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. News time is 8:05. This news update brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. A trial set for later this month for a former Oneida County Sheriff's deputy who is accused of 4 counts of attempted murder along with arson. Aaron Alshaman appearing in court yesterday for a pre-trial hearing. He's accused of setting a house on fire, a house that had his child's mother, and her parents inside last April. The trial scheduled to begin on June 15th. Again, he's charged with arson and 4 counts of attempted murder. Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti says the County Industrial Development Agency has approved a new uniform tax exemption and agency benefits aimed at expanding housing development opportunities throughout the county. The policy approved by the IDA board last month broadens the types of housing projects eligible for incentives through property tax abatement and sales tax exemption on building materials. It's designed to address critical housing shortages identified in the county's housing market inventory assessment and strategy report, which was released last year. It now supports rental, workforce, senior, and owner-occupied housing developments, also encouraging adaptive reuse, innovative housing construction, compact development, utilizing existing infrastructures, and projects that result in a broader community-wide benefit. A former student at SUNY Morrisville has been indicted by a Madison County grand jury for his alleged role in a shooting incident. Prosecutors say 19-year-old Keto Simon shot a 20-year-old man in the neck on campus back in November. That victim was not a student at the school. He was taken to Upstate University Hospital for treatment and survived. Simon facing multiple charges, including attempted murder. He's being held on $1 million bail and is due back in court again coming up tomorrow. We talked about this last hour. Amazon hosting a community meeting in Clay tonight to discuss the future of drone delivery service. The online retailer is planning to submit an amended site plan application allowing its clay distribution center to accommodate those drone delivery operations. The field officially set for this weekend's 158th running of the Belmont Stakes at Saratoga Racecourse. Now, this is the last time that Saratoga will host the Belmont before it returns to its normal home at Belmont Park in 2027. A total of 9 horses will compete this weekend, including 9 horses competing in the Belmont Stakes. There will be many more than 9 horses competing this weekend.
Right.
Kentucky Derby winner Golden Tempo and Derby runner-up Renegade are 2 of the 9. Renegade is actually the morning line favorite.
I'm going to box them with a wheel exacta. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, I don't know exactly what that means.
I don't either.
I don't know exacto what that means.
But maybe
again, you get slimmer odds when you have 20 horses.
I know.
There's many more combinations that could come in. Now you have 9. So I'm not saying you couldn't get an underdog and have a great payoff, and I'm not discouraging anyone from.
I bet on horses once, and I won $125 and lost $300. Not a good move for me. I don't know what I'm doing. It's not good for me.
WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time 8:09.
Looking good here on a Tuesday morning, but a little bit chilly, especially in the North Country. Sunshine around into the afternoon, 75. Tonight, mainly clear, up a couple degrees to the upper 40s. Naturally, the North Country will be a little bit cooler. Nice warm-up coming Wednesday, sunny near 80. Thursday, Friday, sunny to partly sunny near 85. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Sunshine, 54 at 8:09. All right, in sports, the NHL Stanley Cup begins tonight. It's Game 1 in Raleigh, North Carolina. The Carolina Hurricanes hosting the Vegas Golden Knights. Each franchise looking for its second ever Stanley Cup. NBA Finals begin tomorrow in San Antonio. The Knicks visit the Spurs for Game 1. The last time the Knicks were there was in 1999, and they lost to the San Antonio Spurs. Some football news. The Giants adding some wide receivers, some old wide receivers becoming new again. Odell Beckham Jr. re-signing with the Giants Monday. Of course, he was their draft pick in 2014. The Giants also picking up veteran receivers Juju Smith-Schuster and Braxton Berrios. NFL star wide receiver A.J. Brown headed to New England. Apparently the adopted child of Mike Vrabel and now I forgot her name, Diana Rossini. The Philadelphia Eagles in exchange get a 2028 first-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick from the Patriots. Brown spent 4 years with the Eagles. He was part of the Super Bowl 59 win. Of course, originally drafted by the Tennessee Titans back in 2019. A major defender is on the move. The Cleveland Browns trading star edge rusher Myles Garrett to the L.A. Rams. The Browns receive pass rusher Jared Verse, a 2027 first-round pick, a 28 second-round pick, and a 29 third-round pick. Garrett was taken first overall by the Browns back in 2017. He's a 7-time Pro Bowler, and he broke the single-season sack record last season. Baseball action yesterday. The Mets losing in Seattle a final of 3-2 in 10 innings. That snaps a 4-game winning streak for the Mets. The Yankees were off Monday. They're back home to start a 6-game homestand tonight. The Pinstripes host the first of 3 against the Cleveland Guardians this evening. Congratulations to the Notre Dame Jugglers baseball team. They are your Class B Section 3 champions. They rallied to beat Bishop Ludden Grimes 8-3, that final yesterday. The New Hartford Spartans baseball team takes the Section 3 Class A title as they beat Cortland 12-0. Beaver River knocks off West Canada Valley in Class C. Coming up tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, at OCC, defending state champion and undefeated this year, Oriskany at 18-0. They will play at 4:30 OCC. Their opponent is McGraw as they look to possibly repeat as state champions. Good luck to Oriskany.
Coming up, we're going to have the Oneida Herkimer Solid Waste Authority in. Eileen Brink is coming in a second. So we're going to do a little quiz.
For those who are on the brink of spring cleaning or late spring cleaning, they've got some tips.
Exactly right. Here's a question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's see how well you do. This is for all the marbles. All of them. Here we go. If you get this right, you can take home my wife's lilacs. Put them on your table.
I think we should leave them here.
Okay.
But they're very nice, and thanks for offering.
Yeah.
How about we spin the wheel? $200.
$200.
Maybe.
So you want the
No,
money.
go
You want the
ahead.
money.
Go
No, I'll
ahead.
take. No, Bill. I'm going to pass on the flowers. I'll take the money. All
I'll
right,
take
here
the
we go.
cash option.
Here we go. Recycle at the street or garbage.
Okay, I think I'm good at this game.
Recycle at the street or garbage.
Yeah, I play this game every week. I think I'm good.
Yard tools like shovels and rakes. Ready, go.
That's garbage. You can take them down, like if the metal shovel head you can take down to recycle, but you just typically throw that out on the curb.
Boy, I mean, you won the lilacs. I mean, that's really good because it is true. You cannot put that stuff on the curb, but you can recycle it
if you want to drive down.
If you want to down, right, or just put it in your garbage bin.
Yeah,
I believe that.
Honestly, put it on the curb. There's a good chance somebody's looking for scrap metal. They'll come by and pick it up, not with a rake, but with a shovel head.
True. You're right. That is true. The Good Feet store. You're having pain.
That's it? One question?
Yeah, that's all you got.
That's all?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll take these flowers then.
Well, listen, I was going to say if you do it again, you're going to lose.
Give Jeff his flowers. That's
You
what
get
they're
the
saying on
flowers.
YouTube.
Arch support specialists, the Good Feet store, are here to help. They will do a no cost, free, no obligation, personalized fitting just by walking in without an appointment or with an appointment. It's a 3-step system. These are inserts that go into your shoes, or you can buy shoes there as well. The pain goes away for many with a Good Feet store. Why don't you give it a try? 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford, 315-999-3910.
28 years ago, Lori Potasowicz had a dream. With a natural love for pets, she wanted to become an expert groomer. So she set out to become the area's only nationally certified master groomer and launched her business, one paw at a time. With grooming expertise and a lot of loving care, Lori and her talented team began caring for pets one paw at a time. Cuts, shampoos, and styling, one paw at a time. Teeth and nails with no detail overlooked from head to toe, one paw at a time. Getting to know each and every dog and cat by name, the One Paw at a Time family grew, and Lori had a decision to make. Keep expanding? She followed her heart and decided to keep the One Paw family atmosphere just the way it is, so she can keep taking care of the pets she knows and loves, one paw at a time. Lori and her team want to thank the families they serve for putting their trust in them to care for their four-legged family members, one paw at a time. 320 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro near Woods Road. One Paw appreciates your understanding for their current waiting list for new customers.
Hey man, thanks for coming so fast. I couldn't get anyone else to pick up.
Yeah, it's been a busy week. I'm not complaining though. Business is way up lately.
Wow, good for you. I've been trying to grow my accounting practice, but it's been pretty slow.
Yeah, I was in the same boat last year. What really helped me was checking out this site, mylocalcustomers.com.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, well, most people haven't. It gives you a look at how many people in town are searching for what you do, and it also provides a plan to help them actually find you.
Like online?
Exactly. It's eye-opening, and it only takes a couple minutes to get started.
Huh, well, you fixed my sink. Maybe you just fixed my business too.
Want to know how many people in your area are searching for your type of business? Start with a local customer analysis at mylocalcustomers.com. It's quick, it's easy, and it's free. Go to mylocalcustomers.com today.
That's mylocalcustomers.com. mylocalcustomers.com.
The Federal Reserve has just announced a change in leadership, and that could have a profound impact on the value of your retirement. That's why now, more than ever, you need Advantage Gold, the #1 precious metals company in America. Call Advantage Gold right now at 800-900-8000 and get your free gold and silver investor guide, a $49 value, plus a free copy of Ken Rogoff's latest book, Our Dollar, Your Problem, giving you powerful insight into the future of money, markets, and global currency trends. Our specialists can help you open a new account or transfer funds from an existing IRA, tax and penalty free. Markets are unpredictable and they can turn fast, but precious metals are a safe haven asset that stand the test of time and volatile market conditions. The question isn't if the next shift is coming, it's when. Are you positioned? Don't miss this opportunity. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000. Results may vary. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Hey, Utica and the Mohawk Valley, could you use some extra cash for summer? Do you need a new bed? Come to upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer, Mattress Express. Get a $300 prepaid Visa card on Simmons Beauty Rest Black King and Queen sets and Tempur-Pedic King and Queen sets. How about a $1,000 prepaid Visa card on the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort? That's the bed that gets soft and firm on each side with the touch of a button. The Flex Out option in King or Queen and a 25-year industry-leading warranty. How would you pay for it? How about no money down with up to 5 years to pay for qualified buyers? No credit check payment plans available every day. How about a massage chair? Get a $500 prepaid Visa card on a massage chair. Stores in New Hartford on Commercial Drive, in Rome on Black River Boulevard. That's right, in Oneida and the Glenwood Plaza by the movie theater. Go to mattressexpressny.com. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS.
Is your business the best at what you do? Then you should be a Central New York's Industry Ace. Our Industry Aces are made up of the best businesses in the region, and will help you tell your story to thousands of consumers in the Mohawk Valley. With a combination of on-air and online testimonial commercials, along with targeted social media ads that are guaranteed to reach the consumers you want to be talking to. And best of all, these messages are coming directly from you. Interested in learning more? Contact Megan Powers at 315-768-9500.
Hi, Billy Mays here with the brand new Keeler Kill
So why
Switch.
mow without it? Ferris Commercial Mowers set the bar as the first and only manufacturer to integrate suspension into their mowers, allowing you to go faster, cut better, and not get beat up. Whether you're a professional cutter or a homeowner that wants to mow like a pro, Ferris is there with the commercial-grade mowers to keep you going strong. Visit the Caledonia family today at Clinton Tractor to set up a test drive and feel the Ferris difference.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
You love yard sales, but let's be real. You could spend all weekend driving around and still miss out on amazing finds. Over 100 vendors all in one place. Find antiques, furniture, household items, tools, brand new clothing, kids' clothes, toys, collectibles, hidden gems, and so much more. No driving all over town. Park once, shop, save, and treasure hunt all day long. The world's largest yard sale at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds, June 20th, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sponsored by the Potting Shed Antiques, Clinton Tractor and Implement Company, and James Mitsubishi.
Hi, Billy Mays here with the brand new Keeler Kill Switch. When that morning show starts yapping about something you can't stand, don't reach for the dial. Just press this big red button and BAM!
This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
It's kind of like an eject button. Bang! By the way, last night on Jeopardy, Billy Mays was a question.
Okay.
They actually played him, and the guy...
You mean he was the answer?
So there was a guy who'd won, he was the answer. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
But you have to answer in the form of a question, so he was the question. See what I'm saying? Gotcha.
Well done, Bill.
So, listen, there's a guy that's won 9 times in a row, and last night he got beat.
Okay.
And this Southern guy... was the...
I love your labeling of people.
Well, clearly, this is what he's... Every answer was kind of like this.
Okay.
And you couldn't tell, so I'm like... He's like, so they show the picture of Billy Mays, and they're like, he used to hawk things and whatever, and ended up dying. And his answer, well, yes, that's Billy May. And I'm like, wrong.
Billy May is different than Billy May.
It's not Billy May.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm telling you, in a second they're going to come right back and they're going to be like, I'm sorry, our judges have discovered that you left off the S, because sometimes they'll be like, if you say Billy May versus Billy Mays, he'll say, I'm sorry, you're wrong. And then the next person will beep in and she'll be like, Billy Mays.
Yes.
And he'll be like, you're right. But they didn't do it here. So I'm like, Al, you got to rewind this. We got to rewind this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rewind this. No, you got to rewind it. I'm telling you, he said Billy May. Technically, he said Billy May. And because he was so Southern. And he won the whole thing, by the way. But they aren't coming back. So finally, he said, all right, fine. I will rewind it. You know what happens once he rewinds it? she rewound way too far. So now we're at the beginning of Jeopardy.
Okay.
So she's trying to get back to the point. I swear it took us 25 minutes. We finally got to the point. Like, right there he is. But when you turn it up, he said, "Wow, that's Billy Mays." And at the very,
Just
very
trailed at
part
the
of that
end.
drawl that he has, you could hear there was an S. And he said Billy Mays.
Okay.
Yeah. Why am I talking about this? I don't know either. On the line, or in studio, I should say, right now, is Eileen
because
Brink.
the Billy Mays eject.
Oh, the Billy Mays just played.
Yeah, that's
right. See, there's always a reason. Hello. Good morning, Eileen.
We'll get there.
Eileen Brink is the coordinator with the Oneida County Herkimer Solid Waste. And I thought what you could do is, it is spring cleaning time because we've been delayed like crazy with this terrible
with the weather, people haven't gotten out and done their garages and stuff.
And I had family
All the chemicals in the basement.
Family coming in this past weekend, so we spent last week really even out in the cold getting stuff done. And I have a trunk full of paint cans. Now, some of them are empty, some are hard, some have a little liquid in there. How do we handle that liquid? Well, I know how we'll handle it. When you're done, we're going to go to the parking lot and fill your car up. But we could take those cans down, right?
Yes, you could.
All right. You should not put them in your garbage.
Well,
you should not.
If it's dry, you can, right?
Right. So
Yes.
dried paint or empty paint cans can go right in the garbage. We accept liquid paint only at our facility.
Okay. You know what the biggest scam is? Kitty litter. Oh, what you do is you put kitty litter in the can, and that'll harden it right up. Doesn't harden anything up. Not at all.
I was wondering where you were going.
Paint all over my
Kitty litter's not a scam. I mean, don't have cats and don't have litter.
That's
you
a good
could have
point.
a mess in the house.
But the kitty litter does not solidify the paint like it says.
Not
Unless
necessarily.
maybe you use the expensive clump stuff.
Yeah.
That probably would.
It would probably work at some point.
Yeah. I've got about 25 cans that have got to go. And it's stuff you can't use. The only way to really do it is to bring it down to the facility.
But, right. Yeah.
And what do you guys do with it?
So we
Paint
work
the side of the building?
No. We work with a program called Paint Care.
Okay.
It's a new program to New York State, but it's basically set up a paint recycling process kind of. So we take all of the paint, latex and oil based, we separate it, and then it is sent to this paint care company, and they actually recycle the paint.
Okay.
Usually it's into more contractor grade quality paint, but
I
they'll
see.
use it
All
for
right.
things like foundations and building exteriors.
Most of the paint that we have probably is, who knows, lead paint or something. Because the one
That
that,
you
please,
have?
if you're, oh yeah.
How
Yeah.
old is it?
Well, first of all, when we
They
lived,
haven't made that for 50 years.
when it's not 50, but it's been a while. We used to have the lead paint to paint our pool, and that stuff
right.
worked really well. And then they made that illegal, and the paint didn't work so well. But I would say this: if you're selling a home, I'll never forget. We're touring the house. Normally, the owner of the house is not there. The house that we bought, the owner was there, walking along with his dog. Every time we looked at something, we're trying to whisper something critical, and he would hear it, and he was like, "Well, the reason that is because of." But he's following us around, and he said, "Oh, I want to tell you, in case you buy the house, we left all of the old paint for you, so that if you got to touch something up."
Oh boy!
On the way out, my wife is like, "Do you think I would use those colors if we were to move into this place? This guy's nuts." But we got all this terrible paint that we don't use, and it's like gallons of it. God forbid there was a fire. That stuff could be, I don't know how latex deals with fire, but any of the oil-based paints would be a problem. You're totally bored with this, and I understand. I do.
We're getting there.
These are problems that people
Yes.
have with their
Yes.
recycling issues. Will you, did you say you were getting, I know you're bored. I'm getting there. I'm almost there.
I know more questions are coming. There's always
There's
more questions.
There's more. Will you quiz us?
Sure.
Okay. So
All right, I'm ready.
You have your sheet here,
do, yep.
and I haven't looked it over yet.
Okay.
And I don't have a sheet, just for the record, because I'm going to ace this test.
All right, so
Or
it's
at least
going to
pass
be:
it.
do you recycle it? Do you put it in your garbage bin, or do you have to bring it to the facility?
eco-drop, yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready when you are.
All right.
Manansky and I are competing against each other.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. And you'll
what-
give us a prize. Okay. All right.
Okay. What would I do with an empty bag from mulch?
Those plastic bags from mulch, those, do you want to answer first?
You don't know the answer.
I do know the answer. I do. I repurpose them. Now, if you cut them, they make great wallpaper. No, you throw those in the garbage.
You throw those in the garbage.
Yes. So those are garbage. They do not go to any sort of plastic film recycler that you see in our area.
Thick plastic.
Because they're very thick. And then plastic film recyclers want clean and dry material. So if you look at something like a mulch bag, there's moisture in there, there's dirt.
What about salt? The salt bags?
Same kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, those would be garbage too.
Yep. So far, I'm doing good.
You are.
I throw this crap right now.
I like the fact that you also know why it's trash and not recyclable.
Yep. All right.
By the way, someone requesting our guest is not on camera.
Sorry.
We have. There you go, Larry. How's that?
All right. Question number 2.
Okay. What would I do with a rechargeable battery?
You take that down
Put
to
it in
the
the shed.
Eco-Drop.
Leave it there for the next people that buy the house.
That's one option.
You know, I left that battery for you. If you charge that thing up, I think you'll get a good 20 minutes out of it.
If I'm not mistaken, if you go down to the Eco-Drop, you have a big box
You
where
gotta
you will
do that. Yeah.
take batteries and electronic type equipment you can plug in. You just drop them in the box.
If I can, never put, and I learned this from a friend, Lori Shell, who has nothing to do with the recycling. She owned Doggy Styles in Mohawk. But she took a video of a garbage truck on fire because people put batteries in the garbage.
Yep.
And it caught the garbage truck on fire.
Yeah, I would imagine it compacted it and that
and exploded or
and
something.
that made it explode.
Same thing with any battery, right? Even the little batteries you're not supposed to.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, so we actually have been seeing a lot of problems with rechargeable batteries, both within our area and then our neighboring areas too. So when you put them in your garbage or recycling bin, the truck comes to pick it up. The truck compacts.
Yep.
When that happens, the battery
Explosion.
can spark and explode,
Okay.
and then they have to dump out. So I don't remember what company it was, but I think last month there was a company that had to empty out in a Walgreens parking lot.
Wow.
That was likely due to something like a rechargeable battery catching on fire in the truck.
You know, today everything we have, it seems, has another battery to it. We're not uniform, which is a problem.
Right. That is a problem.
And you have so many of these batteries. God forbid there ever was a fire. Those batteries you see what a fire with these lithium batteries looks like. All right. How many more of these do you have?
That's up to you.
Keep going. I like, normally we deliver the contest. We don't get to play.
All right. So fertilizer. What would you do with the fertilizer itself?
Ooh, this is tough.
Well, you put it in the ground, right?
If you have extra, or if you're not putting it in the ground.
I'm gonna go trash on that. You can't recycle that. You can't put that in your bin, can you?
So it's not recyclable and it is not garbage. That is something that we'll take as hazardous waste.
Okay.
Really?
So with our hazardous waste facility, that is at our Utica Eco-Drop, and that's available April through September. So your paints, your chemicals, your fertilizers, all of that stuff, it does need additional handling besides just being put in the garbage. And we have to handle it as hazardous waste.
But if you had the fertilizer and you have like an empty lot or something, you could just spread the fertilizer out on the lot, couldn't you?
If you're trying to like grow something on it, I wouldn't spread it just
Yeah.
to get rid of it.
Okay.
That can cause a whole other
All
slew of
right.
problems. But
The last thing I need to do is to grow more weeds. 'Cause
right,
it probably
exactly.
would,
That's
so.
what you could
All
end
right.
up doing.
All right, next question. We'll do 2 more and then we'll
A yard tool, like a
we already did this
shovel
one.
or
We did
rake.
this one.
Yes, we
Okay.
did this leading up to it. Yes, and I got that correctly. So if it's got a metal
Yeah,
part on it,
perfect, yeah.
and you want to take it down to donate it, you guys have like a metal bin there. You can recycle it, but essentially, otherwise that would go on the curb, and you let some other guy pick it up and take it down to the recycling
Likely that
center.
would happen.
The wooden handle of it. Obviously, if the handle's wooden, you could break that off or
Yep.
cut it off. So
Use it- If you have a little backyard fire, you can throw it in there.
Yeah. All right, one final one.
A gas lawnmower. What would I do with that?
That goes to the curb, and there's some scavengers going to pick that crap up.
Yeah.
If you're somewhere a little more rural.
Okay. All right. Well, if you're rural, you're just going to put it back behind the barn. It's going to stay there for 25 years.
Probably.
Yeah.
I would say that's got to go down to the recycling center. I like.
That's a small engine.
Yep.
Yeah, that's to you guys, right?
Yep. So we'll take that at both of our eco drops, the one in Utica and the one in Rome. You need to make sure that it is empty of any gas or
And
oil
oil,
first, and then we'll be able to take it.
Well, if you had a dumpster and you're cleaning out a property, could you throw it in the dumpster? Or does that have to go? Okay.
I would say it would need special disposal.
TVs. I mean, I hear this from my kids. If there's an old computer or a TV or anything electronic, all that stuff cannot go in the garbage anymore.
Correct. So that's been one of the really big things in New York State for a very long time. You are not able to put any electronics in your garbage or recycling. So that is another thing that we take at our facilities year round and at no charge.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say that's one of the most important things to note. When you go down there and you take these household hazardous chemicals, a lawnmower you just mentioned, there is no charge for that. It's a drop off. It's essentially, you kind of go out of your way a little bit sometimes to make sure that this is properly disposed of. And I guess in exchange for that, there is no cost.
There are a couple of things we do have to charge for, but for the most part, it is free and it is geared towards residents.
Give us an example of something you might have to charge for.
So we do have to charge for tires.
Okay, yeah, yep.
There aren't many tire recyclers in New York State, and ours is actually out of Buffalo. So it is kind of pricey since they're far away. So it's pricey for our contract. We want to still offer the program, so that's why we do charge for the tires, because the alternative is it being way more expensive.
I think it's $5. Is it $5?
Yes.
$5 a tire.
Yeah.
I got tires
if
here right up to.
If you ever go and, for instance, like you go to your local mechanic or whatever, your auto body shop, and you go, I want 4 new tires, you'll often see on the bill they've charged you $5 per tire to get rid of the old ones and, put the new ones on.
Some garbage companies that you may be contracted with, you may be able to call ahead, and they may pick some of these items up for you.
Yep.
For a charge or no charge. Anything else we should know? Deed says, I think this is boring. I do not think this is boring at all. Obviously, you don't.
Yeah, obviously.
Because you're into it. But I think we're all there. I think we make a lot of mistakes when we're recycling stuff. And if I feel like you should lean on the side of garbage versus leaning on the side of recycling. You agree with that? Because I think a lot of stuff goes into the recycling bin that probably you guys see that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, so with that, our sorters actually kind of have to prioritize pulling out the things that aren't recyclable versus spending their time on pulling out the things that are recyclable. So that's why we have our accepted items list. That's why we do stuff like this, just to make sure that everybody is aware of our recycling
One
rules.
more, just to make Deeds upset. One more garden hose. Go ahead.
Yes, garden hose. What
I
would
don't
do
know
with
the
that?
answer to this one. I do not know.
Okay.
A garden hose is recyclable if you take it down or throw it out.
Garden hoses are garbage.
Like I said, throw that thing out.
Yes, that is something we really don't want in your recycling bin because it'll get stuck in the machines very easily and
throw it
cause
out.
problems for us.
I always call up Jeff Manaski. Hey, you need a garden hose?
He's not lying.
I got an old pergola in the backyard. You interested?
I will tell you.
Always start with trying to give it to someone, and then,
What is that canopy type thing? I don't know. You gave me one a couple years ago. I finally figured out how to get it up, and it works pretty
And it
well.
works, yeah.
I appreciate it.
I got a few more things we'll talk about later.
Keep them.
All right. Eileen, anything else that you want us to know? Spring
you for having
cleaning,
me.
be responsible and do the right thing.
Yes.
Deeds, shut up over there.
I
for
know.
God's
With a
sake.
Billy Mays button. If you don't
Come
like
on,
it, move
man.
on.
Come on. Okay, Eileen, you were wonderful.
Thank you.
Coming up, we have a lot to talk about with County Executive Anthony Piceni and Youth Summit next Friday, Special Olympics this week. New York State budget is up. There's a lot. And then this housing issue, too, that's in the news. We'll get to
And
all
some
of it.
comments we want to get to as well.
All of it coming up here.
Little Falls Lumber has everything you need for home improvement season. They're fully stocked with secondary grade metal in all colors, available in 12-foot lengths and affordable solutions for sheds, garages, and roof repairs. Tired of digging through warped boards at the big box stores? At Little Falls Lumber, you'll find only premium grade lumber, hand-selected for quality. They also carry roofing, siding, windows, doors, and much more. Visit Little Falls Lumber in Little Falls in Syracuse. Call 315-823-2470 or go to littlefallslumber.com.
Here's the perfect date. Head to Valley View Golf Course on the Parkway. Then after a great round of golf, visit Tito's Tavern at Valley View, your go-to spot for casual bites, cold drinks, and wall-to-wall sports action. Why not stay for dinner? Roman's at Valley View is classic Italian-American cuisine with a modern twist, all in an elevated dining room with stunning panoramic views. Perfect for date night, celebrations, or just treating yourself. Valley View, one incredible location where Utica comes to dine, relax, and play a round of golf with family and friends.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
Get pumped for summer. Receive an instant rebate of up to $20,000 in clean heat ground source heat pump installation. Call City Suburban today, 315-853-3899 or online at citysuburban.com. That's citysuburban.com.
Looking good here on a Tuesday morning, but a little bit chilly, especially in the North Country. Sunshine around into the afternoon, 75. Tonight, mainly clear, up a couple degrees to the upper 40s. Actually, the North Country will be a little bit cooler. Nice warm-up coming though Wednesday, sunny near 80. Thursday, Friday, sunny to partly sunny near 85. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Keeler in the Morning invites you to connect with us through telephonic communication at 315-736-0186 or use the Call Us button on the WIBX 950 app. For additional contact methodologies, please refer to WIBX950.com.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Nagel, I'm just telling the story of what I can't tell on the air.
Painting the fence.
It's 8:40, and in studio right now is County Executive Anthony Pacenti. And good morning.
Good morning.
We have a lot to get to here, and some comments with some questions from people. And let's start, if we could, with this week. Busy week.
Sure, busy week.
With, of course, the Special Olympics.
Special Olympics, yeah. We're really excited about that, having them not just this year, but for the next two after that. Got them back in, and they have been, they're overwhelmed with the facilities that we have to offer. And it's really nice this time, and I know you had Shad on before talking about this, but, the fact that we're moving it around and it's in different venues this year, not just at Utica University, but in the city of Utica at the tennis courts and
it seems like
at Nexus, at Hamilton. I mean,
it seems like Utica University is doing a lot of help with coordinating. Is that
they are?
The
well,
case?
yeah. Utica is.
Chad seems to be on top.
Certainly,
of this.
Utica is that. We couldn't do without Utica when they first came to me. The Special Olympics Committee last year and asked, could we do this? And because Utica has the dorms, and Utica had done it before, and they had that experience. And at the time, I asked, the previous president, Todd, are you guys interested in this again? And they were like, absolutely, 100%. And President Nesbitt has just taken the lead with us on this, and so they are the kind of the prime host because that's where the opening ceremonies and everything will be. But it should be an exciting weekend. I'm glad the weather's going to be cooperative.
It looks like it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, it does.
Volunteers still needed.
Still needed. Please go to the website and sign up.
Is there a
Special Olympics-newyork.org, and you're looking for volunteers Friday and Saturday.
Yes.
And they are in need, so if you can help out, please do.
Okay, I'm going to ask you.
Okay, so, I'm going to start here with Joe in Whitesboro. He's been peppering us all week. He claims that the media was threatened not to ask this question. Any news on Mohawk Valley Edge? What happened? What can you share?
If you're threatening people, why aren't you threatening us? Because I didn't get the threat.
I didn't either.
I mean, nobody's threatening anybody. Look, I do not speak for Mohawk Valley Edge. Obviously, I am an ex officio member of that board. The county, is major sponsor and funder of government funder of Edge. All I can tell you is it is a personnel issue. It is an issue of which they are dealing with, and but as of right now, there's nothing to report outside of that. But Shauna Papel is still the president. She has not resigned.
She's still the president of Mohawk Valley
She
Edge.
has not resigned. She has not been removed or anything like that. And this is, I know she is on leave, but those are issues that the Edge board has to deal with, and
so all of this, the storyline that she had been removed is not true.
It's not true at this point. No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not. Not at all.
So she's on leave.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Let's see.
And can I ask another question?
Yeah.
Is this of the nature that so you had a situation where unfortunately AI was used in a department, and that actually came out that was the reason for a dismissal of someone,
right?
Or demotion,
Sure.
I believe it was. Is this the type of issue that is something that will be able to be released down the road, or is it personnel?
I really can't answer that.
Okay.
And again, not being the administrative arm in any way of Edge, or the overseer of staff, whether it's the president or anybody else, it's not in my my purview or direction. So I can't answer that. I can only tell you that that'll be an issue that the Edge board will have to deal with at the appropriate time. If anything, different personnel issues happen all the time.
Yeah.
In every level of business, government, et cetera, and whether or not. They can be disclosed, and people have certain rights. The boards have certain rights too, and agencies have rights. So, if they're internal personnel issues, I mean, depending on what comes out of it, I mean, obviously, some things become public, some don't, some get presumed. But there are rights that everybody has.
The only reason I ask is because of that. Is because of that. That in some cases, a person there is a right a person has to privacy in terms of if you were let go for a certain reason, or if there was something inappropriate or whatever. There's a privacy issue that people have.
There's a privacy issue, but there's also a burden on employers.
Yeah.
In terms of disclosure of those things, if there is, because being an employer,
a public,
in the public or even on other ones, it opens you up. If I dismiss Jeff today and say, well, yeah, I did it because whatever. I mean,
I'm open. That's that a lot opens of water us up for Bill to carry on his own. I mean,
but that opens up
in the corporate world.
In the corporate,
you cannot say anything.
Well, but even even in government, we are prohibited in certain times with because again we have and everything is different. So I'm not everything is different in terms of we have bargaining units that we have to deal with. That unions, you have arbitrators, you have. All these different levels that you have to deal with. But in this case, it's really an internal measure. And
so this may or may not be made public. It may or may not
end I can't answer that. I really can't answer that.
And it may or may not end up in she may return to the job after the leave.
I don't know that. Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Okay. So Joe said we are getting no information. Who's in charge in case somebody needs to get a hold of them? I feel confident in saying they're still operating as they always have.
Still operating as they always have. They have a board of directors.
Yeah.
There are
Who is
people
in charge?
There are. Well, Mark Baracco is the chief of staff up there. So I mean, between Mark, Tim Fitzgerald, others are running the day-to-day operation.
You do know the rumor mill is.
Rumor mill is always the rumor.
Going
mill.
wild. Yeah.
So.
And actually, some of the answers from people in the know have led us to be even more curious. I hate to say that.
Sure.
So, your answer was probably spot on. But some people have not answered so eloquently. I will say that.
Speaking of, well, you said personnel. I want to jump to county personnel, and just quickly, I guess I'll give you the opportunity. The United County DA, who's the coach of the Notre Dame team,
yes,
and the Youth Bureau director, I believe, who's the coach of the New Hartford team. Yes. You want to congratulate them?
I do. I haven't had a chance to call either one of them yet today. I will do that when I leave here, but really proud of them. Especially Notre Dame coming back and beating Grimes and
big rivalry there.
Big rivalry there. That they lost a tough one last year.
Yeah.
New Hartford again, another great win. Two good guys that really love working with young people in those teams. Kevin Green has done it for so many years, and Todd has really blossomed into a great head coach there. So both
the real question is, who was the diocese rooting for? That's the question.
That's a good question. When I see the bishop, I'll ask him.
Good. That's good.
All right, so this is a question from Lance. He brought this up yesterday about new Tier 6 state costs being pushed onto local governments, which, please ask Mr. Bisseni if he's concerned on this impacting Oneida County taxpayers.
Very, very concerned, because our pension costs, continue to rise each year. We had a lull a few years back where it took a dip, but then the cost structure came back up again. I think last year we paid out, I think it was our payment at the beginning of the year. This past year was somewhere in the neighborhood of $16 million. And that's a big payment to make.
The other problem.
So I don't know we haven't seen yet how much because they have changed the level of contributions that the employees at certain levels were making, and uniformed it all at around 3%. So the question is, who's picking up that other percentage? I'm assuming it's us. On the county end. And
you're familiar with how the state works. Yeah, it's pretty much
going
to be us.
So I have a briefing call with NISAC, I think this afternoon or tomorrow, and we'll find out more.
Do these pensions get passed on to family members after death?
Only if it's a spouse. Only in the spouses. Only in the spouses. It does not go.
The other problem, I hate to say, the other problem is a good problem to have, as people are living longer. That's making this even more complicated.
Well, that does make it harder, and certainly. But people work a number of years; they're entitled to what they put into it. So.
Someone asking how Edge is funded. A portion of Edge is funded because Oneida County contracts with them.
That's true. Yes.
And they kind of serve as I don't want to say marketing. What would you call it?
They're an economic development arm. We are their major government sponsor, and pretty much their major sponsor. They function through grants and other processes that they work with. Herkimer County provides a small amount towards their operations too for the work they do, but primarily, grant funding. Loan funding that revolving loans and different mechanisms that help them operate.
I want to ask about anything else in the budget that concerns you.
Yeah, I really haven't. I really still waiting for the next shoe to drop. I guess in terms of what they still haven't answered the SNAP question at the end of the year and how that's going to impact us. Whether or not there's going to be some relief, because of the federal bill that was passed. Also, I haven't seen what Medicaid shifts have been put in place, and there's always and I know that the term "the devil in the details," but there's always those cost shifts that get hidden somewhere in that budget, and those are the things we've got to take a look at. So it's going to be one of those things where over the next couple of weeks we'll really be digging in, and hopefully in the next few days, because we start putting our budget together, for our budget in July, and it's June, so we're right there.
A tremendous lack of reporting on the state budget.
Well, it is, but the frustrating point is the amount of money that New York City received. Through different mechanisms, and if this state is just gonna continue to just pour money into a city that can't handle and wants to be all things to all people. I mean, it's pretty crazy, and I really think that's going to be, that's really going to be detrimental to all county governments, not just Oneida County. I mean, there are, and upstate New York. I think upstate is really getting a raw deal in this, even though you saw that some of the cities got money, Buffalo and Rochester and Syracuse and Albany. Utica didn't get anything. Rome didn't
Buffalo,
get anything.
I feel like made out like a bandit.
Buffalo, I mean, Buffalo and I mean, it's not enough that we're building. I know you're building a new stadium for your Bills.
If it was a Jet stadium, I would be really
you
against
would be really against it. Of course you would.
New housing policy.
Sure.
Talk about this.
Yeah,
latest.
we wanted to look based on the study that we did over a year ago and the results that came out, looking at the need for more housing. I talked a lot about this in last year's State of the County. I talked about it even more so in this year's State of the County, that we need more housing and we need more ways in which to incentivize that housing, to build that housing. So the IDA policy is one step in where it expands some of the exemptions. It looks at pilots for more of these larger development types, and it expands, the scope of different types of housing.
Yeah.
Because that's an important factor here. We need, the study that we had showed the need for like 6,000 over the next 10 years, and that's a big, ambitious goal. And one of the reasons I keep saying we're
how do we get there?
We're gonna. Well, somebody asked me how you're going to do that, and because I talked in the speech about looking at 4,000 units over the next 4 years, and everybody's saying, well, that's almost impossible. Well, it might be, but if I had said 100 and we built 100, then we would be done. So we've got to shoot a little bit higher in the mark, and realizing that that's the significant number. But when you start adding together, some of the units that can be built, when you look at a place like Air City Lofts in Rome, and even some of the other development that has taken place in Utica, and Lewis Homes and some of those things, I mean, those are 90 and 100 unit pieces, and if you can put 10 more of those together, you got 1,000. You got 1,000 right there off the bat. But we also need single family homes, and that's where those sites like St. Luke's and St. E's come into play. If we can get those cleaned up, you can put a lot of houses there.
So let me ask, this is a result of, because are we losing houses? We're expected to get an influx of more people over the next few years?
It's both. We're losing homes, in the inner cities too. I mean, due to neglect, fires, other areas. But we are also looking at an influx of job seekers, not just withstanding what we currently have in the industries here, but the Chobanis, the Microns, the Wolfspeeds, the ongoing influx of more people.
And the expansion of Turning Stone.
The expansion of Turning Stone, without question. So there is a need for more housing, but we're also seeing where seniors are moving, and looking for, they want to stay in the area, but they want to stay in the big house that they have. Those are moving, so you have a greater need for some senior housing.
Yeah.
Which falls into these categories, which is significant. So the other thing, the housing market, and you talk about it all the time because of your work here. In today's world, a house goes up for sale for $350,000. I mean, in
like that.
They go. Well, the other thing is, look, when I go back to 40 years ago, 40 plus, when my wife and I bought our first home before we got married. And the rule was you underbid everything.
Right. Now
I think our first house was $65,000. It's like, well, we'll offer them 60 and see where we go.
Especially if you can say we're going to offer cash.
Yeah, we're going to. Today it's like if it's $350, you got to offer $360 and hope that the guy next to you doesn't go $375.
It's to the point. Speaking with Bill and Robin with River Hills Properties in here, they're literally reaching out, and I got a text the other day that said, hey, I know you've been at they knew how long we'd lived at our house and asked if we're interested in selling it.
Right.
I mean, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's where we are right now in terms of and I think a lot of people become very shocked when they see how much their homes are now worth and could sell for as compared to what they paid for. So that's a big,
it is a
big deal. So with all of these things that are happening, we could actually see population grow. And that's the prediction.
That's the prediction.
Yeah.
That's the hope.
Can I ask if you agree with the point I made earlier? And I know this is outside of the county, and I don't want to get you in a beef with any other county executive. But if Amazon's looking to do this drone delivery, and I assume when they came in, they got all kinds of incentives, pilot programs, whatever the case may be, to invest in the community, and they're replacing jobs with AI, would you look at rolling back some of those benefits that they got? Because it seems like we're losing the jobs. The center's still there. Amazon still benefits, but they employ fewer people than they had promised.
Yeah, I think that those are going to be the challenges that we're going to have over the next several years with AI. Whether it's for an Amazon, whether it's for a Wolfspeed, whether it's for even a Chobani in terms of the technology that they're using, and whether or not that could be supplanted by AI. I think though that the point is we have to look at, and that's why our task force is looking at what are the alternatives. Because if AI can replace some of what you're doing, then you could do something else that is more advanced or productive as an individual or multiple individuals, and that's what we got to look at.
How do you make AI more productive and more efficient?
More efficient.
For the
yeah,
businesses?
but that means that there should be more hands on deck for other things. I mean, I think we got to look at the positive on it and recognize that. I mean, some companies are going to use AI where they can to reduce their workforce. I mean, that's a reality. We've got to figure out how to do it.
To be continued. I do want to get to next week again and hit on consolidation. There seems like there's even more room for that to happen.
There is.
And I believe I'm beginning to hear some rumblings.
I hope so.
Okay. All right.
So.
Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it. And
Youth Summit this Friday.
Youth Summit Friday. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that.
Real quick. Going to hear from youth directly. Every school district, pretty much every school district. I think we're only lacking a couple are coming with 10 kids and. We're going to hear from them.
I like that. We mentioned
we'll report on that next week.
Okay. I mentioned River Hills Properties, and if your home, you're thinking about what is my home worth, call them today at 315-896-1009. And if you're considering maybe something in Florida, they have the Sarasota office as well, River Hills Properties. And right now at Steve Ponte Mazda, 0.9% APR financing on the new Mazda CX-50. It's a beauty. Or 2.9% on the 2026 Mazda CX-30. As Ricky Z says, see the dealership for details. And let's make your deal where it's always easy to do business. Steve Ponte Mazda.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 From the WB Payne Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
The fighting has not stopped in Lebanon. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox